works. I don't fucking know. Don't know.
There we go. Load, you son of a bitch. Aha! Alright. Welcome, friends, to another game of Skyfall 5th Edition. Lucian, your DM as always, and I'm joined today by Ghostwatch, who's down a couple of people, sadly, but they will go on. Last session, you had tied up a couple of loose ends in town and more or less just tried to take it easy. The last few adventures that you had gone on had been really quite something, and the members of your party were lost, and the whole group seemed like they were in need of some easier work than what they had taken on. So, with the addition of 2 new great souls into the fray, you've taken to the frozen wastes off to the east of town, and are currently attempting to rid the wilderness of some winter wolves that are plaguing the land. You are partly out there and had taken a small bit of help from the Hunter's Order. 2 recruits had joined you, a pair of brother rangers, who have since left taking a couple of pelts as their payment, while the rest of you are still out here in the frozen wastes going towards the mountains off in the distance. Now, as we rejoin you here, Rook seems to have fallen rather ill, and Table Talk, he will be following with you unless you send him off back to the town or anything like that, but he'll be out of commission during this. So what do you want to do? You're here in the frozen waste with the mountains off in the distance. The action is yours.
To the wolf lair.
Do we still want to go with Rook feeling ill? Might not be the best idea to keep him out in this cold.
True.
Hey, how do you get hungover again without actually drinking? Hey, what's wrong with this kid?
We're going to have to walk back to town anyway. Maybe the lair is in a cave or something.
Well,
The
The
issue
walk
is
back
if we press
isn't
on,
exactly a short one.
if we go after the cave, we're gonna have to spend the night out in the wilderness with Rook feeling ill. If we head back for town, we might be able to make it back before nightfall.
let's go ahead and head back. Having sick, trying to camp out in this, not gonna be the best idea.
I suppose so.
Alright, so you begin to head back towards town, and as you do, there's no interruption from the wolves as you spend an hour or two trekking across these frozen lands. There's a couple of feet of snow that have kind of whittled down, and now it's maybe about a foot or a few inches. And as you make your way back into Overwatch, what do you all want to do?
I want to head to the Hunter's Lodge and get Rook a bed here.
Okay,
And also turn in our pelts.
alright.
Help.
Traveling through the streets of Overwatch, it is, if I remember correctly, somewhat early the next day. Like, you had decided last session you would want to get a quick start on this. So it's still early morning, and what was it not?
I think
We headed out a good couple of hours, and it would have been.
you told us at
it
the
was
end of last session that it was basically either walk back to town and be there at like night,
Oh,
or
evening, because you had been out
Yep.
for so long. And you did a
Or
bunch of
head out.
shopping during the day too, didn't you?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did some stuff.
Okay. So, getting back into town now then, it's actually fairly dark, and the lantern lights are starting to be lit. You can see guardsmen that go from post to post, getting ready for the night. The Hunter's Order, however, is, of course, receptive at all hours, and you guys are able to head on inside, and you're going to go and get a bed for Rook?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, is it about dinner time, or is it past
It would
that?
be, yes, absolutely.
Okay. Perfect. I'm going to take some of the wolf meat that we got,
Okay.
and whatever else is in the kitchen, and just start cooking for everybody.
Okay. So you can subtract a few meals worth of the wolf meat there, and
How many is a few? 2 or 3?
I think that I gave you a number for rations last time, did
You
I?
gave me 20 meals of wolf meat.
Right. So yeah, take away like 5 if you're gonna be cooking food for everyone and some extra.
Yep.
So how many pelts do you have? Because Oral
We
is
have-
here, and if you're gonna turn them in, you had 3, 2,
We have 1 large pelt and 2 small pelts.
2. Okay, 3 total. Oh, I think I'm being summoned actually. This is quite strange. Give me a brief minute. I'll be right back. I'm sorry about this. It doesn't normally
Yep.
happen.
Oh, good.
The D&D sessions, that's not meant to be. Everybody's got shit going on today.
What are we gonna do? We can't go fight these wolves. We're lost.
we
I
can.
think we'll still find something to do, just not something that involves walking into a winter wolf lair where there's probably like multiple of the large ones.
Maybe,
had-
We can definitely still do that,
maybe we can build
especially
that
with-
house.
especially with those 2 other little hunter guys who said they would come along with us.
Oh yeah, if we could maybe recruit them again.
Maybe let us take them since Rook isn't here.
No, but Jade, you played Warcraft, right?
Like World of Warcraft or like actual
Somebody
Warcraft.
else played World of Warcraft here.
There we go.
I
Okay.
played World of Warcraft, then I quit when Legion came out.
I see. I thought somebody was here playing it. Alright, never mind then.
I think Rook does.
Oh no, I'm the one who got him to play.
I have a
Answer.
friend who still raids, like a really close friend that I play D&D with, but I don't know if you've met him.
Probably not. Hey, we can... I was just curious.
Okay. So you're here at the Hunter's Order, and you have 3 pelts. The price for them was 3 gold each, and so you are given 9 gold if you turn those all in.
Alright.
Sure.
Oral seems to be packing up for the day, and as you go ahead and hand off this stuff to him, he's already partway through kind of cleaning up his desk as he hands you the gold, and then takes the pelts and sort of stuffs them away in a large container that he drags behind the door there.
Another crate. A good crate. A well-made crate.
Rook is asleep in his bed there in the main room, Hunter's Lodge, and Earsfield is fast working at the kitchen, getting some food ready. So these nice smells are wafting in and out of the lodge. A lot of the order seems to be kind of quiet. There are a couple of members around. You recognize the brothers there, but they're already asleep, and they've already turned in for the night. It's really quite quiet apart from your group, which is up to some stuff. What do you guys want to do?
We unload all of the meals of wolf meat here.
Sure. Yeah, you could keep the meat here.
I'm not allowed in, so obviously I can't.
I'll take it back
Okay.
then, or tell Jay to leave because I'm busy.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll carry it all back there.
Sure.
Do I get to
So
wear
we-
the backpack crate?
You get to wear the backpack crate, however I need the backpack crate back so I can clean it out.
That's the real question. Do I get to wear the crate?
So I'll take the crate and walk in and start unloading the meat into the stores, and then
Okay,
bring the crate back.
sure. Alright, so now there's enough rations here, hopefully for the next few sets of meals here for all of the folks at the order. And as Earsfield finishes cooking and all of you get a decent meal and Rook is fast asleep, what's the next course of action? Are you guys going to get your long rest here?
Yeah, it's too late to do
I'm
stuff.
I don't think I can sleep here, so I have to go elsewhere.
I'll be sleeping here.
Same with my noble buddy here.
Yeah, so it
Why
appears
can't we
that
sleep here?
this faction has beds for people who are members of the order, but given that the two of you are not, you're kind of given the cold shoulder and have to turn elsewhere. What do you guys want to do?
Well, Yuri, you remember talking to the king about getting our own place?
He didn't give us land. We don't have
No,
a house.
he didn't.
They don't seem to want a house. I don't know why it
He
bothers
didn't
me.
give us land yet. What say you we go back to the castle and see about that?
I don't think that's... We haven't done anything to earn the land, laddie. Oh, we don't...
He did say he would like to see us stay around here.
Hey, but he also said that was their decision, not ours. I'm going to head over to that tavern with the great ale.
Oh, a tavern. Oh, I could go for a drink myself.
Grab a drink, grab a bed, sleep the night. Hopefully
Guys,
that it's...
we do have beds in the castle too. Just saying.
I
You
don't know
guys have.
anything about that, and that feels weird. I'm going to the tavern. I want the drink.
That's cool.
I like to keep my place among the people, stay connected.
Right. Well, if you guys need me, I'll be in the temple, and I'm gonna
Okay.
walk over to the temple.
Tier and Bella be with you.
So the group splits up to go and find their respective here. The two of you can retrace your step back towards the tavern. It's one of the few locations here that you've come to know ever since that sort of fateful evening, Dwarven friend. And Braxton, you would know this little establishment for having kind of been here for a little bit as well. So you head back to the inland romp, and it costs but 2 silver for a room if you each want to get one.
Oh, yes.
2 silver and a silver worth of ale. Not too much. Not gonna go ham this time.
Okay, yeah, so he hands you 2 drinks for your silver piece.
Yeah, I'm giving him 3 silver for the room and the drinks.
I'll do the
And
same.
actually,
Alright. So what is the plan? Are you going to stay up here and drink with the tavern folk, or just quickly turn in so you can get to business the next morning? What's up?
I want to wake
probably
up
take.
early,
Really?
but yes.
I'll probably enjoy my drink for the time being, and then I will head to bed. Yeah,
Okay.
it's fucking cold.
So Braxton turns in, and you sit there and drink for a little bit, and watch the fair as they kind of come and go, and eventually turn in as well. And Jay, did you have any business before going to bed?
I just want to. So after this whole dragon ordeal and everything that's been going on with Jay,
Mm-hmm.
kind of taking a break these past few days and reflecting on everything that's going on, Jay realizes he hasn't really been living a very cleric lifestyle, and I am just going to
Ride or
spend the
die.
night in very what's the word when you're looking for forgiveness?
Oh, like penitence?
Repent.
Yeah, penitence. Just spend the evening praying for forgiveness and.
Yeah, just trying to atone for what kind of, maybe not ills that you've done, but just being not quite as watchful or mindful as you would.
Right, and allowing one thing that's definitely been weighing on Jay is letting 2 of his friends die while he was curing a dragon, out of fear for his own life. Whereas he's definitely feeling regretful for not having been in the fray protecting them. So Jay just wants to say a lot of forgiveness prayers and kind of reflect on everything that's happened. Hopefully, recenter himself
Okay.
and not lose Bella's goodwill.
Alright. So you go ahead and turn in the night, making sure to pray and hopefully maintain your relationship with Bella given the last little while. And Irisville, after you're done cooking and everything and everyone's eaten and went off to their different areas, are you gonna turn in?
Yeah, let's see. Is there a place to wash up here at the Hunter's Lodge?
There is, yeah. There's a barrel of water and everything like that, and a proper latrine. And...
So I'll, wash up and brush out my hair and head to bed.
Okay. So, you all wake the next day, and you find that unfortunately it is a horrid snowstorm outside.
Oh god.
Beyond the windows, even on their sills, snow has attached to everything, and frost has crept to other areas where I think otherwise impossible. It is rather chilly, and in the inn, there's a roaring fire going. In the temple, they have lit every torch possible to try and keep the room warm. Over in the Hunter's Order as well, the hearth is currently burning, and beyond, in window outside, you can barely see more than 20-30 feet out from the window. There's just snow swirling about everywhere. There's something that happens though. Immediately, Jay, as you wake up, the priest comes over towards you And it's the head priest who approaches you, Jay, and he says, Jay, how are you this morning?
Feeling fine. Is something wrong, brother? You seem troubled.
Well, I don't remember hearing that you had slipped back in last night. Fear that perhaps you've maybe had another time skip, as it were.
Seems we must have. What is today's date?
It's the 69th of winter.
Oof.
Quite a large one. We were on the 40th last I remember.
Sorry to hear that.
Has anything changed in the town? It seems like we're in the dead of winter now.
Yes, well, supplies are becoming rather difficult to get a hold of, and business is surely slowing down. I have a good set of clerical supplies, but worship has been slow.
You know what the town is in most need of currently? Food or...
Right now, I'd say basic amenities, food, firewood. Heard talk of grumbling in the town. Some folks have even taken to hiding in the mines, and they had to push out a bunch of the poor and destitute from, as the city streets were inhospitable.
bit at all.
Anyway, I'll let you get back to your business. I just thought I'd let you know.
Thank you, brother. I am going to set out to try and gather everybody up. I know that some people are at I guess the best course of action would be to gather the people from the tavern and bring them to the Hunter's Lodge.
Okay. So you immediately...
Is that the best quarter? Well, I'll talk to you about it when you get to my character.
That's what he thinks. So you head off and make your way towards the tavern here, and...
I did have a quick question, though, Lucian, for you.
Yeah, for sure.
So, back when we got rid of the voices from my head, it was stated that it wasn't going to interrupt Bella's voice, but I just wanted to know, out of character, has Jay heard her at all since that?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. That would probably be weighing pretty heavily on him.
As you travel through the town here, I'd like you to roll a perception check for me, Jay.
Okay.
It's
19?
13, 11.
Is it janked?
It looks
That's
like
13.
it, but it's clearly a 13.
It's either a 19 or a 17, so...
The optical illusion. Okay. As you're wandering through town, you notice something. Here in the kind of more rundown, poor areas where most of the lower stock of humanity, perhaps, call their home, you see down an alleyway as you're going by what looks like a little altar. And it's been snowed in to a fair degree, and there's like a couple of feet of snow around it, but somebody's cleared it out so the altar is visible. And you notice something about it, that the symbol on it is familiar, but at the same time kind of foreign. And as you kind of pause for a second to look at it, you recognize that the sort of circular-looking symbol on this altar is not that of any of the gods that you know, but some other one, and it reminds you very heavily of what Avisera looks like.
Okay, I am going to now quickly go to gather everyone, and probably... Did we explain about Avisera to the newcomers? Because if not, then I'm just heading straight for the Hunter's Lodge at this point.
Oh, I don't think that you did. No, that happened afterwards, and you gave them like a story of what you did in the mountain, but I don't think you really mentioned much of that. It was like a thing in passing, like, oh, there was also this powerful being or something.
Okay, I'm going to make a beeline for the Hunter's Lodge then.
Okay. So you quickly leave, changing course. Instead of going towards the tavern, you go over towards the Hunter's Lodge and make your way inside. It's difficult to actually navigate the city streets, and even though you know them very well, and you're certain in like turning a left here and making a right here, you actually can't see the features that you would normally use to kind of orient yourself. But you do eventually get to the Hunter's Lodge here. It's quite cold when you finally step inside, and a fresh like wisp of snow kind of blows into the room as you just close the door behind you.
Okay, I'm going to immediately beeline for where I think that hero would be.
Sure. Stepping in behind the door on the left, you see a bunch of people sleeping, and Irisville, who looks like she's just kind of sitting on the edge of her bed, rubbing some sleep out of her eye, waking up.
Rook still looks sick.
Yeah, he's not feeling very well, and it looks like he's currently in slumber, but he has both of his hands like holding around his like stomach and chest.
Kind of like pulling out my hairbrush.
Ira, I have some slightly troubling news.
Wait till my hair is done.
The only thing that makes me not look like a child, I think.
Awesome long hair. Yeah. So I'll
Not a fan of long hair. Not a fan.
tell me about it, and I will start brushing my hair. I do
well,
mornings.
Okay, first of all, we time skipped again. It's the 69th of winter.
Oh,
But
that
more
29
troubling.
days?
Yeah, more troubling than that is the fact that there's an altar in town, and looks like it's dedicated to Avi Sarah.
Oh.
I love how
Well.
Jay is like beside himself, and yours feels like,
I don't know if we
that's kind
thought
of cool.
about a god or another deity, but it's taken up refuge, and apparently, with the snow and this new altar, worship of Bella has slowed, and I'm freaking out because I haven't heard Bella's voice, and I'm just gonna like start going into like a spiel of like all of my uncertainties just spilling out onto her. Like total lack of self-control at this point.
I'll just listen quietly. Finish my hairbrush, put it back in my bag, continue listening. Feel like this is take a little while to get through, and
It's probably like a good 5-minute talk.
yeah.
I'm out of breath. And I don't know what to do.
Hey, I'm not sure you much about Avi's. If you saw her without knowing who it was, wouldn't you think your incarnation or avatar of one?
Cut out a bit there.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
I don't know if everyone got that. I certainly did.
Yeah, it was cutting out a little bit, but I think I get the gist of what you were saying. I mean, I suppose that's what I would think, but it just feels like we are meddling in things far above our reach, and it's worrisome.
Oh, we've been doing that for a long time now. You know anyone else here who's had the attention of multiple gods?
I can recall hearing about.
As for Bella, well, I'm not sure what to say on that one. I'm no cleric.
Yeah,
I lived in a monastery, but
I
that's
just kind of
about it.
lost control. I'm sorry about dumping all that on you. I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean,
Oh, Jay, no, it's.
I
I'm
haven't-
always here to listen. Right?
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Ever have something that's troubling you? Always come tell me.
I just feel
And-
like
I'll get up and kind of like come over and put an arm around him. It'll be fine.
I do like a very awkward like I'm like a 40-year-old dude hugging this child. Like, I like give Ira a hug and then like step back and I'm like, okay, well,
Whisper in her ear, "Call me daddy."
Oh God. Please no.
well, I think our first matter that we should try and see to is the town. Rick might have more information for us about the specifics, but it sounds like they're not getting enough supplies, and it sounds like the townspeople are grumbling, and if there's something we can do about that, it might be good for us to get out there and help the town some more.
I'll kind of like look out the window, seeing the like practical blizzard going on outside, and I'll use the Druidcraft to see the weather for the day.
Interesting. Okay. Weather for the day is... Oh. It's going to be a horrid snowstorm throughout most of it, as far as you can tell. Though, right about the afternoon, snow will dissipate and strong cold winds will replace them. This will continue on through the evening.
Well, it's gonna be cold, but might be able to get out and do something afternoon. I kind of like look around. Is most people sleeping still, or are some waking up?
You
In
can
the
see
Hunter's
that in here right now, there's a few people, members that you haven't really spoken with, probably about, let's say, 3 of them over in their bunks, and most of them seem to be sleeping. One of them is like kind of reading a book, laying there in bed.
Okay, so most people are still sleeping.
Yep.
Got it.
But you guys have been talking kind of quiet over, on your side of the room. You haven't really disturbed anything like that.
Yeah. Well,
I want to know if I
planning
woke
to
up
stay
next
here?
to somebody in the tavern.
No.
Damn.
Braxton is spooning you.
But you never know. I've skipped forward days. Maybe he rented out the room, not knowing where I went, and it's fine. And I just wake up, it's just a guy there, like sucking on my toes.
He's completely naked and he's like wearing your crate in bed.
Alright, sorry, somebody came in and talked to me. What? Something great.
No.
Don't worry about it.
We'll get to you in a minute.
Somebody sucking on my crate.
Jay, just for at least this morning, we can't go out in this. Imagine trying to fight this kind of weather. It'd be impossible. We'll have to delay and probably talk to some of the people around here, see what's been going on. This is the Hunter's Order, after all. They're trying to do what they can to get food.
Alright, well, I suppose I will... Is it alright if I walk about town, as long as I don't go too far?
Yeah, of course. We just go outside, really. Like, go hunting or anything.
Right. I'll be back here in a bit, probably around lunchtime.
Oh, hold on. Give me just a second. And I'll head over to where the kitchens are and kind of check on the food situation there.
Okay. Looking here at the food situation, it seems like there's some rations here and there. All of your wolf meat is long gone, however.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few meals left, but you can see that this is definitely gone.
Okay. So, so there's really like not much in here. There's like hard rations and.
Yeah,
Is
like it doesn't look like anyone's gonna starve. It also doesn't look like anyone's gonna eat anything delicious. You can put it that
I'll do
way.
what I can. I'll do what I can.
Learn to turn rations into delicacies.
Right?
Cooking with rations.
Hey, you know what?
I want to
Do
see somebody
amazing
cook
things.
with good berries.
Yeah, I might do that.
Good,
Actually,
good berry
very far.
special.
It just ruins any food you put it into.
Hey, good berries are good. It's in the name.
Good berry pie.
Oh my god, the most filling pie you've ever.
Each bite you take fills you for a day.
It would be neat to see something like that and like look at how fantasy authors have represented berries. Like whether it's like tastes like nothing, or if they made it taste good, or if it was just like the most bitter, horrible thing ever. Good berries,
Yeah,
my
I don't know.
ass.
Like, you feel better after you eat it, but goddamn, is it hard to get it down.
Yeah, it tastes exactly like NyQuil or something.
In any case, I'll head back over to Jay
Okay.
and take out 15 good berries and hand it to him.
Sure.
If there's a food situation going on, give this out to whoever you see.
Thank you. That's actually just what I was hoping to do.
Nod. I'll be here at least for, well, probably the whole day until the snow clears.
Great, well,
I'll be cooking in a little while when people wake up.
I'll be sure to make my way back here in the afternoon.
Alright.
So, with that, we'll cut over for a brief moment. Braxton and Yuri have both woken up in their respective rooms at the tavern of the Inland Romp, and outside you can see that the main room is empty, save for its barkeep, Garrett, who is currently standing there and looks like he's doing very little of anything. He's just kind of got his arms crossed and he's staring out the window with a pensive look on his face. Beyond the window, you can see what he's looking at, a horrid snowstorm that blows about. What did the two of you want to do?
How does he react to us just like walking into the main room?
It looks like he hasn't quite noticed you yet. Also, you spelt your name wrong in TeamSpeak.
Did I actually?
I tried
Yeah,
to
you
tell you in the tabletop
Yeah, I did.
so that you could clear it.
You're
Well,
away!
Hooray!
We
Well,
There we
I'll
go,
just come
that's
out of the main room and be like, "Good morning. It's quite the storm out there. When did that start?"
You see Garrett looks over and he says, yeah. Wait, what?
Yes, I know. Look, have you not seen the storm? It's blowing a mighty wind out there.
He stares at you for like longer than he should with a confused and perhaps irritated look, and then kind of looks back out the window and he says, yeah, it can't be good.
Well, places to be, things to do. I'll see you around. I'm just gonna trot out the door.
Okay.
I'm going to sit at the bar and
You see as Braxton goes to leave Yuri and Garrett sees you come and sit down at his bar, and he kind of like gives you a nod and kind of looks at Braxton as he goes outside. The howling winds pour into the room for a brief moment, and Garrett just kind of scratches his head.
hey, that was a crazy one, but you look a bit too confused for a guy who was sleeping here last night. It's not like we've been gone for a couple of weeks.
Subtle hint. Subtle hint.
He stares down at you and he says, sorry, it's just kind of a deja vu. Well, what can I get for you?
Hey,
Food,
you got
some drink?
something to keep the cold out.
Let me see what I've got. And he goes rummaging around behind the bar, and he comes back to you with, unfortunately, only but one item in his hand. He says, well, I don't have much selection, but this'll do. And he places down what looks like a perfectly clear liquid in what appears to be a potion bottle, almost as though somebody who had crafted this drink didn't have some other vessel in it, or is maybe running a clandestine operation. But the very clear liquid in there, he kind of leans over and he says, it's yours for 5 gold if you want it. Tried to sell some of it, and, well, let's say it gets the job done, but it's not too pleasant. Haven't had much success with it.
I do not have 5 gold on me at the moment, so I don't think I can afford that one.
Sorry to hear that. And he kind of takes it back. Says, well, you can have a shot if you want.
I'll take a shot.
You have a couple silver on you?
Hey, you know, I'll give you a full gold for a shot. It seems like hard times that are bonus.
He takes that, and then he pours you not a shot, but like a generous glass, and hands it over towards you. And the whiff of just pure alcohol comes off of it. There's nothing fruity or pleasant or like exotic about it. It's just like a chemical
Everclear?
distillate of alcohol. Yeah, exactly.
Right, we're going hard in the morning, nothing to keep out the cold like my own stupidity. And I drink it.
Okay, you
Take it
slam
all
it
in.
back. A Constitution saving throw, please.
Ah,
Oh shoot.
Going full in.
It's a fucking cup of Everclear. I don't care how dwarven you are. Okay, alright. Yeah, it works, and soon your whole body is feeling significantly warmer. With the fire in the inn here, you feel like a little sweltery almost. The cold outside looks like it might be pleasant.
Right, I think that'll keep me going. I'll be back at some point eventually. Your drink's always good. I gotta go save that dumbass from freezing to death. And I head out.
He gives you a nod as you step up and go and head outside. You can see Braxton like a couple of, maybe like 10, 20 feet down the road, kind of wandering off. There's snow just like blowing about, and you can like barely see him at the edge of your vision there from like how bad it is.
Alright, I'm gonna try and catch up with him.
Sure, yeah, you run
Figure
over.
out where the hell he's going.
Braxton, Yuri runs up to you. Do
Come on,
do
Yuri,
either of
it's
you
a new-
have winter
it's a new
clothes
day.
before you chat here?
I have my frayed winter jacket, yes.
Yeah.
I have fine clothes. I don't know what those do.
Okay, Braxton, it's cold as hell outside, and you've been out here for like 2 minutes, and suddenly you're regretting your decision. A dwarf with a crate on his back and a thick winter coat runs up to you.
Does he look warm? Maybe I'll put my arm around the door. Come on, we've got to go. There's things to do.
Hey, where are we going? Why did you come out here without a plan? It's fucking freezing.
I've got a plan. I need
What
to
is the
buy some
plan?
things. I didn't know I was going to be fighting things. I was shoved off yesterday with no equipment. I have to go buy things. Thrust into this new world of combat.
Well, you're noble, so I'm gonna assume you have gold, right?
Of course.
Alright, he has gold. That'll do. I think we should head back to the one place. The Hunter's Lodge, I think it was?
Well, the town isn't too
Aren't
big.
they?
We'll get there soon. Just a quick
You
stop.
know where we're going.
Yes, I lived here many months.
Alright, okay. You're not the newcomer like I am. Alright, very good. Alright, I'm just gonna follow him and hope I don't die.
Okay.
I have
Braxton,
my
I'd
arm
like a
around him for
Constitution
warmth.
saving throw from you, please.
Oh.
That's a nice fiber.
Okay. Traveling through the town, the cold is getting to you. You hold your arm around the dwarf, but it doesn't seem to help much, and wearing nothing but your noble finery is definitely inadequate for the amount of old snow and wind that blows in
dear.
and out of the streets. You step here and there, your feet, wearing only your, like your nobleman's shoes. It's not doing very well with the snow. However, you do all eventually make it up towards the Hunter's Lodge, but by the time that you get there, you're shivering and freezing, like your hands shaking and everything. You can tell that if you were out in this for like a longer period of time, more than the few minutes that you wandered through town, it'd be pretty bad. Like you'd be in pretty bad shape.
That's why I was going to buy a cloak.
Are you
not
headed
going to
there
Hunter's Lodge?
right now? Like you're going there before going to the lodge?
Yeah, if
Okay,
it's not
sorry.
like too far away. I wanted to go to the shops.
Yeah, let me see what we can get for you here. Have you been to the shops here?
Well, you said I lived here for a while. I figured I've been around.
Let's see. I'm gonna roll some luck for you, see if you found a good place during that time. Okay. You know where the market district is, and you also know of a decent general store there, which has fairly good prices.
Oh, good.
Goody.
There we are. There's a simple shop by the name of Bob's, and Bob's looks like it's merely like an old warehouse that has been retooled into a shop, and when you step in there, it's just like this gargantuan single-room store that just has stuff all over the place. And you've spoken with Bob more than once or twice, and you tend to go to him for your supplies during the time that you've lived here. He's a fairly simple, nice man whose prices have only gotten better the longer that you've been here and done business with him.
Wonderful. Oh, Bobby, it's Braxton. I'm back.
Bobby.
Are you here, Bobby?
You see coming around the corner Bob's familiar face. He's a slightly portly man of smaller stature and tends to have what looks like a bit of a grimace on his face. But when he notices you, he gives you a smile and comes over towards you and he goes, "Oh, Braxton, how are you?"
Oh, Bob, it's a frightful storm out there. Do you have anything? Well, I know you do. To keep me warm?
Yes, you're shivering like crazy. Let me
yes,
see here.
If I had to leave without something, I don't think I would make it.
He starts to lead you through, going past like little display after display before getting up to an area where there's a bunch of clothes, and he shows you what he has there. Let's see if he's got anything good in stock. Most of it seems to be fairly common, and though it'll certainly do the job, it won't look quite as nice as your clothes. And Bob seems to be cognizant of this as he turns to you and says, "Well, it's not too good looking, but it'll probably do the trick."
Oh, not to fret. As long as it's warm, that's all I want right now.
Right. Well, for this winter coat, it's 2 gold piece.
Oh, sure. Does he also have a crossbow?
Interesting. Looking around the store, you can see that indeed there are some weapons that Bob has over a small display at the back, but it's definitely kind of dwarfed by normal adventurer's gear. It's like a very sort of like diminutive amount of stuff he has there. But you do see a light crossbow on the wall.
Yeah, I'll snatch up the cloak and kind of lead him over. Oh, I've gotten into a little bit of fighting. I know it's not really my style, but
Braxton, really?
I know things have changed, and well, I don't know if I can always rely on my spells. I'd like something a little more barbaric. Perhaps that crossbow will do. How much for that one? And I'll look at a nice-looking one.
Let's see. He says, for you, Braxton, 27 gold.
Oh, 27, just out of my price range. Let's see if I can give something else.
While you're thinking about this, and the 3 of you are standing there, kind of staring up at the crossbow on the wall here amidst the other weapons, Bob turns towards you, Yuri, and he says, "Bit early for drink."
You gotta do something to keep the cold out, man.
Huh? Yeah, he kind of shrugs, and it feels like what you've told him has kind of like rung true to some degree. So Braxton's like rifling through his stuff here.
Would you be willing to hold on to one of my things, worth quite a bit, until I get the extra 3 gold it would be to pay you back?
Make for me a persuasion check with advantage, please.
Baby. I have +4 of this.
No.
How much rations are selling for?
That
Oh,
one's
reroll
total
that one.
jank.
You do have a 16 there, which is pretty good. A 3, okay.
So the 16 goes to a 20.
Okay. Crossing his arms for a brief moment, Bob only puzzles for a second or two before going, it's fine. Here, tell you what, you take the crossbow, you can pay me the 27 gold whenever you have it. I know you'll be in town and you're good for it.
Here, I have 24 right here, so it's not too much extra.
Sure. He takes that and hands you the crossbow, and he writes like a little note, just a little piece of parchment, and then he splits it in half and tucks one half into his coat and hands you the other half. And
Thank
it
you.
just says to pay him 4 gold. Or sorry, 3.
I certainly will. Does this crossbow come with any bolts?
He pauses for a second, his smile turning back to the grimace he normally wears, but then says, "There you go." Kind of reaches over and grabs some off the counter and hands you 20 of them.
Bob, you are a saint, and I will pay you back everything and more.
He turns
Take
over
this
towards Yuri instead of saying anything to you and says, "Don't get him killed out there."
I don't even want to go out there right now. I think we should stay in town.
Roll insight.
Okay, we'll do. Flop over to this tab. I think that's 14. Yeah, it's 15.
15. Okay. You get the idea that Bob here doesn't believe you, and he thinks that you're the reason that this otherwise noble gentleman is now getting into, let's say, combat. But sure enough, he gives you all a smile and eventually turns from your group here as you now get your new stuff. So, going back outside, unless you want to buy anything, you'll find that this winter coat helps quite a bit. It's still not pleasant outside, but you'll be able to travel through town at least without freezing and dying if you go from one end to the other.
I want to know. Actually, I wanted to ask him how much the rations going for right now.
Oh. It says, well, a friend of Bob's, let's see, or a friend of Braxton. 7 silver.
Hey, would you be interested in purchasing some so that he's not in debt?
Oh, that's not necessary. I'm good for my debts. You don't have to do that for me, Yuri.
Hey, you can pay me back. I'm always with you.
That's true.
He says, well, buying something to his debt, I guess you could overpay.
It's like a trade.
This is 3 gold we're talking about, unless you're buying a lot of rations.
Don't
No,
trouble
I'm
Bob
saying
too much,
I
Yuri.
wouldn't. I would like to give you the rations I have, since we have a renewable food source.
Oh, I see. How many have you?
I have 10.
Tell me what. You give me that, and the debt for the bolts and the bit of the crossbow is taken care of.
Alright, that sounds like a fair deal, and I give him my 10 rations. Get
Okay.
these things out of my backpack.
It's not an immediate thing, and Bob does kind of take them out of your crate here, and he looks at them to make sure that.
Well,
they're
no,
all
they weren't in the crate, they were in my bag. Which
But isn't your
I guess
bag
was
in your
the
crate?
The bag was in the crate.
Okay. So you
But they're
go
in the
through
bag.
these. He definitely gives them all a close look to make sure that none of them have like spoiled or anything. But eventually he gives you a nod and says, "Your debts are raised there, Braxton. Don't worry about it."
Alright,
Give
so
him a
if I
nod.
do get him killed, he at least doesn't owe you anything. And I walk off outside.
Alright. So what are you guys gonna do here? Are you gonna head to the order?
Time to head to the lodge.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to do. Let's go find the others, Yuri.
Okay. You guys leave from the market district and eventually make it back to the lodge. Stepping here into the main room, you can see that there's the familiar man, Oral, who had given you the job. Well, now that you know it's been a bit of a skip, perhaps many days back. And there's nobody else here. The fire burns and gives a warmth to the room, but it's otherwise empty apart from him. And he kind of looks up from his papers for a second and sees you all there, and then just kind of looks back down.
Why is the elfin or the orc, Rook, and Irisville?
Yeah, Irisville and Jay, both of you hear the sound of the main door opening, and then the speak of Yuri from beyond the door.
This is still pretty early. Everybody's still asleep.
Yeah.
Except for Oral,
Early?
apparently.
Yep, he's early up and at him, apparently.
Oh,
I'll go out to them.
Okay.
now I'll follow.
Yeah, the left door opens, and the rest of your party comes out. Yuri and Braxton, you see the two approaching you.
My friends, it's good to see you. Good morning.
Good
Hey,
morning
how's
to
the
you.
gold situation between us? Just wanting to know. 'Cause I'm a
Well,
bit poor, and I know he's a bit poor.
Oh yes, I just spent everything I had.
I reach into my pocket
Oh.
and I pull out 5 copper coins.
Hey, you're also
Well-
a bit poor.
we got
But
9
we
gold.
have each other, my friends. Not fair.
We have 9 gold from the job that we did yesterday.
We have the
And
promise
then
of some
I've
gold
got a
from
little
the
extra.
castle.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, that'll be
Um,
after winter.
I'm actually just on my way out. Eric can fill you in on everything. I'll see you all this afternoon.
Oh, as I approach, I'm snapping my fingers, and a raven swoops down and lands on my shoulder.
We're doing this
hello,
again.
hello, Beatrice. It's good to see you.
Oh my
Hello.
god.
You notice that this raven seems to swoop in seemingly from nowhere, like it just materializes at one corner of the room and flies over.
I'll just look at it and just kind of give a knowing smile. Bit sad.
Yeah, this reminds me too much of Sparky. I'm leaving. I just put my head down and walk out.
I'm not using a spark, don't worry.
Okay.
I know.
So the group is reunited at last, and outside it is just horrid weather. What's the plan?
I want to go to the poor district, and I'm assuming
Seems-
that Eric kept
About time.
enough food to feed everybody in our party, so I'm gonna distribute the good berries, and then I don't know how effective it will be, but I'm gonna try and gather up as many people that look like down on their luck and like doing bad, and use prayer of healing
Okay.
Jay,
So
where are you headed
Ooh.
to?
until the afternoon.
let's see here. As you travel through the
Oh,
city,
wait.
you
I
look
don't
to
let him
find
go.
people to help, and as you kind of step around looking into an alleyway where you know that homeless people kind of tend to congregate, you see an unpleasant sight of one whose frozen corpse lays there amidst the snow.
I would have asked Jay where he was headed before he left. And if he tells me the poor district, I would say, oh yes, I think it's a good idea to learn from the common folk. Sometimes the higher-ups, they don't have a clear view on these things. I would come with you if you'd let me.
You're more than welcome if you'd like to come along, Braxton. It's gonna be mostly food and healing where I can, but you're more than welcome to join me.
Well, I can do the talking and you can do the healing. How about that?
Just like blatantly avoiding looking at the raven.
Okay. So after
Can I
this
notice
mention,
that he seems a little uncomfortable?
yeah, something about your raven seems to put him off. Not in like a way where he feels uncomfortable, but like it seems to bring him sorrow for whatever reason.
Beatrice, why don't you fly around the skies? I'll be here,
Yeah, the bird caws and flies off.
So when we get to the corpse, I'm just gonna go over and how long does this corpse look like it's been dead?
It has no semblance of warmth, and it seems fairly well preserved in the cold, but it's hard to say.
Okay.
To get Jay's spirits a bit, I'll cast Spare the Dying to get Jay's spirits a little better. Maybe he'll see that I'm not all bad.
Ah, okay.
Might be a bit late for that.
Well, you never know.
It's always worth a try. I'm assuming it doesn't
well,
seem
it
to have any
seems
effect on this frozen
About
corpse.
that time.
Well, it does preserve it, but you don't know how old it is in the first place, so...
No, Spare the Dying is the one that stabilizes
Makes it become
somebody who's
stable.
bleeding out.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, this...
Gentle Repose is the other one.
The effect doesn't seem to work, and this person is indeed dead.
Well, we tried.
I
Illusion.
appreciate the effort.
Mm-hmm.
Your character feels a bit woozy from the drink and knocks out on a couch or whatever the hell's nearby in the Hunter's Lodge.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go do my thing.
Yeah, we'll see you in 30.
Do I find, I mean, I can't really do much about this body for now.
You keep looking.
I'll try and, if there's like, do I know what like the general procedure for like bodies in the town is? Is it just like a cremation? Is
The
it
guard
like...
would probably collect them, and then go about seeing if there's, like, family or anything like that.
Okay, well, I will, if I can, I'll bring the corpse to like a guardhouse or something.
Okay.
Say some prayers and then go back to looking for people to feed.
Yeah, the guardhouse is feeling it too, and as you make your way over there carrying the corpse, one of them sees it and goes ahead and calls in a few men who come to take the corpse away from you, and the one speaking to you there at the door, who's got like a cup of something warm that he clutches to himself close, he says, "It's a troubled times."
Do you know if there's any places where the homeless have been gathering? I have some simple food that I want to distribute, but I don't really know where to look.
He says, well, they've been going into the mines, but we've kicked them out each time. Don't know about in the city, though. Probably find a group of them somewhere.
Do my best and do your best to keep warm.
He
Bell's
gives you a nod.
blessings.
Kick them out of the mines. Where do they go after that? Are they just...
Well, they can't be in the mines, or miners can't do their work, so just how it is.
Do I get the sense that they just like go to die? Freeze?
I don't know. From what you've just seen, that's up to you.
Probably.
Heading back into the poor district, you do eventually find what looks like a group of the homeless that are currently huddled around fire, a bonfire that seems to be fueled by what looks to be pieces of furniture. Like somebody has taken chairs and stacked them together and they're burning. There's a group of like 7 people huddled around here.
I'd just quietly go up to each of them and hand them a good berry. Tell them that it'll feed them for the day and help keep off the effects of hunger.
Some of them store them away, but others hurriedly eat them. And you receive blessings from all of these different people as you go about handing over these berries.
Is there any children with them?
No, they're not. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing is up to you.
I will ask if any of them have families or know of any families nearby that could use some help.
Oh, interesting. Let's see what they have for you. One of them turns towards you. A young man, probably in his late teens, who says, my older brother, he's headed out of town. Said a bunch of them are going elsewhere. Can't stay in Everwatch anymore. Braving the roads, but I don't know what they're gonna find out there.
Do you know which direction they went?
Going east.
Thank you.
There's rumor in Everwatch, I don't know if you heard, but some traders say that there's a new city out there. It's warm for some reason. Brother says he's gonna try and make it there. I told him not to and that it was suicide, but he didn't listen.
Where have you heard these stories?
Market. A few days back.
Thank you.
Did they talk about a symbol like, and I'll describe the Avisera symbol.
Oh, interesting. When you describe the symbol, this person shakes their head and says, no, I've never heard of that.
Well, Bella's blessings to you, and I'll kind of grab Braxton's hand and start rushing towards the eastern exit to the
Okay,
city.
where are we going?
Okay.
We have to stop them. There's no way they're going to survive the cold and the wolves. We need to...
I can't imagine so. That's where the
Well, then
majority
we
of
turn
the town
back.
went, you think?
Okay. So, are you following in tow, Irisfield?
Oh no, I'm staying at the lodge.
What? Thought the group was going. I'm losing my marbles.
It's just the two of them. Yuri falls ill in the hunter's lodge. I'm like,
Our 2 big fighters.
We
are
can-
out of commission.
We can
Another
grab
one.
Mira if you think that's something we should do, Aleutian.
No, it's entirely up to you. I thought that I heard the group was leaving, and I guess I don't know, maybe I heard
Well,
wrong.
Jay, they're already out of town. We're not going to catch them now. We should get the others and then go.
Did we get the sense that they had already left for this venture, or that they were preparing to leave?
Oh, well, the
I guess
person
since
said
they
that his
already-
brother had told him he was going to leave town, so you don't know if he already has or not.
Are we still close enough where I can rush back and ask him?
Sure, yeah. If you run back towards the group, he says they left yesterday.
We get the others, Jay, and go soon. We might be able to catch them.
Yes, and I'll thank him again and rush off to the Hunter's Lodge with Braxton.
Good
Okay.
luck, my friends.
They give your group a wave as the two of you run back, and eventually you make it back towards the Hunter's Lodge. What do you want to do?
How does
Yes.
it? Is it like? I knew Ira said it would be clearing up this afternoon. Does it show any signs of clearing up anytime soon?
Ah, it doesn't seem like it has, given this is still early morning, so...
Well then, Jay really doesn't have much to do once we get back to the Hunter's Lodge until then. So I'm gonna run upstairs because we have warm brownies and I want some.
I can do the talking.
I will be back
So,
in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. We can take a brief 5-10 minute break here, given that Yuri is also missing.
that's a good point.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Let's take a break, guys. We'll be back in 10 or so, and we'll see you in a sec.
Tally ho!
Goodness.
You're still here. Why'd you not? Alright, that's fine.
Sorry, what was that?
Fine, fine.
Fine.
No, I cut out. Someone went down the stairs.
Yeah,
The music probably died too, didn't it?
just poking.
No, actually, it was fine.
Fine.
No, I was gonna say, cool. Well, good. Then I can use this time to tell you what I was gonna do while they were out and about. It's kind of like dependent on how long they're gone here, really.
Yeah, they'd probably be gone for like half an hour.
Okay. What time of morning is it? Could I gather at this point?
What time of morning?
Yeah.
Well, since you woke up and people went off to go and do everything, it's maybe, like, you would guess probably around 7.
Okay. Alright, then yeah, with Yuri not feeling so hot, I'll kind of see if I can find a place in the main room to kind of lay him down, like a couch or a couple of chairs or something.
Okay.
Like, what is this tavern sell?
Okay, sure. Yeah, you can kind of set him up there.
Yeah, and then talk to Oral a little bit, ask when people usually have been waking up.
Okay. Yeah, we'll continue that when we return here, and they'll find you probably
Okay.
midway through that when they get back. I shall return.
Okay.
How am I doing, Tess?
How you doing? You're doing good.
Braxton, how's Braxton doing?
Braxton's pretty cool.
I didn't know the Raven would upset people so much.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna use it totally different. You'll see. It's not gonna be like a scouting bird.
well,
Even
if
though
you
that's
don't use
useful.
it as a scouting bird, I'm gonna suggest it.
Yeah, I just don't want to like copy anything I did with him.
Yeah, no, but
Maybe we'll give it some time.
yeah, it's kind of that accent's pretty good.
Yeah,
Liking it. Very
Hmm.
noble like.
indeed. I need to look up some like. I'm not like the best talker. I need to look up some like good words,
Some good
good,
words,
good lines,
some good nobly words.
fancy sentences. Yeah.
Yes.
Before everyone's back, I'm running upstairs for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
You're not alone.
Yep. Pet this here dog.
Not like being picked up, do you?
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. Dog, I wanted to put you on my bed, but you don't like getting picked up. Do you, Shady? No, you don't.
In the campaign, I do that gym Jay runs.
Uh-huh.
I've been playing that for like a year.
Oh, wow.
And we're finally... He just introduced a dragon, the first one.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh god. No. Like, way more
What level
attached to
are you?
that character than Sparky.
Yeah.
We're level
I've been playing
7.
him for a lot longer.
Yeah, we've been playing him for just coming up on a year in like a month here.
Yeah.
August
What level are you
24th.
guys?
Oh, Jim's here. We keep metagaming with the dragon. Everyone and Jim like pops into the call and we're like, shut up. Everyone shut up.
Players only. Get out.
August 24th, that sounds right.
Yeah, I looked up the download date for a couple files that I downloaded when we first started playing.
Been some journey.
And
What level are
they're
you
level
guys at?
7.
Level 7?
That was the first time I ever played D&D. I had no idea what I was doing.
They're level 7, but we rolled for stats, so they have slightly
Mhm.
higher stats
No, you
than
don't.
usual. And I also, I'm
We
pretty
didn't roll.
pretty giving with, oh, did you not roll for?
No, I wish we did. We didn't though.
Oh, but everybody has an extra feat.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's nice.
yeah, I did.
Oh,
I did
man.
this.
Feet flaw.
Yeah, it's a feat flaw thing where I gave everybody an extra feat, but then they have to take like a character flaw.
Oh.
So like they have a party member who can't wake up. They have
Just
to,
show
like,
them the drawing.
actively
You want me to get
wake
that
up.
drawing?
Yeah, I posted it in the room last week.
Hmm.
They have a character who can't wake up?
Yeah,
Like,
like
if they get
when he goes
ambushed
for
during the night? Like,
yeah, when
His
he goes
feet
for a
is
long
alert.
rest, it requires like an action to wake him up.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
The flaw goes with the feet. So that guy took the alert feet. And so
Oh.
like when he wakes up in the morning, he doesn't. Funny.
Then
Did
we have.
Tasselin see the picture?
I'm not
Now,
sure.
Jay, did you allow human variant?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, so you can start with 2 feats?
Well, I didn't give them their feat flaw until level 4. I let them take an ability increase and a feat flaw.
Okay.
I had no idea what I was doing. My character was not OP.
I'm like, so many possibilities.
No. I actually think the beginning of the game was a lot harder than now. Because
Well,
now
yeah, as you level up, you get so many more options.
But yeah, I've thrown a few things at them that hasn't. They battled an abominable yeti. Was kind of challenging, but they
That
just
would've
do
been
enough
scary.
damage to take it out.
I thought that was like once Whisper got frozen, I'm like, all right, you can't use that again. And then you froze Anna, and I was like, if this guy just freezes everyone, we're fucked.
The best part is they have a paladin who's got the aura that gives everybody better
Oh.
saving throws, but he was like 15 feet away from the people that were making the saving
Oh
throws.
no!
And he engaged with the yeti. Nobody
Yeah.
wanted to take an opportunity attack from the thing that's rolling 26 to hits and doing 20 something damage.
Like +8? +9?
Mm-hmm. Somewhere around there. Yeah, I just was doing it as like a resource burner to kind of show them that they were heading to like a higher level area.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like thinking about it afterwards, and I was like, if I had actually thrown like a couple of those, because at first I was thinking about throwing 2 at them, and I was like, that would have been like a serious fight if I had done that.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
You should throw 2 of them at us when we leave. If we leave.
Yeah, if you guys get away from
Can't
the
say
stream.
that for sure.
I mean, you guys do have teleport schools.
What? nice.
Just to a specific location.
Oh, technical question, Jim.
Uh-huh.
So that, I mean, well, you want to answer metagamey questions? Probably not. I just want to ask.
What was it?
It's about the ice breath attack.
Of the dragon?
Yeah,
No, you wouldn't know.
yeah. I'm just not gonna ask.
I return.
Welcome
It
back.
returns.
Mercy.
Right. I'm
Oh.
here, but I'm gonna mute because I'm clanging.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, we'll take another.
How's the brownie?
It's absolutely delicious. It was like just out of the oven,
Oh, the best.
and I got a couple scoops of ice cream on it and some whipped cream.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Very good. And you knew the ice cream was good because when I opened it, I had to take like the plastic off,
Oh,
and it was like fresh scoops right off the top.
how satisfying.
Oh, it was very. And I got the first brownie too, so I had free pick of where I.
Are you
got it from.
Are you a crust brownie or a middle brownie?
I'm a
Crust.
side crust. I like one side of crust.
I'm a middle guy. Normally.
I just like brownies.
I mean, I'm gonna
I'm a
eat the
brownie
crust
type person.
too, but
I'll eat anything, but I don't really like the corner pieces as much.
if I had a choice, like, are you a booth guy or are you a table guy in a restaurant?
Wait, what?
Booth.
If you go to a restaurant, do you like
Depends
a
on the
booth or do you
restaurant.
like a table? Depends on the restaurant.
Yeah.
Totally.
I like a booth provided I can have a side.
I feel like most people are booths.
I don't want to be at a booth where I'm gonna get stuck on the inside, and every time I need to get up to go to the bathroom or wash my hands, it's like, yeah, can all four of you like slide out so I can go to the bathroom?
Small bladder Jim.
Not really,
What a
but
great title.
That's your title.
Like, instead of being like, you know, Jim the Valiant, like some knight's name, it's
Jim
like
the
Small
Small
Bladder
Bladder.
Jim. Jim of the Small Bladder.
Yeah.
It's next
my
D&D
cousin has it
character.
really bad. He always has to go to the bathroom, like even when we're at a movie. Like we'll go see like Guardians of the Galaxy or something together, and around like an hour and a half into it, he'll go to the bathroom when we get there, and then like an hour to an hour and a half through it, he has to go again, and then when we leave, he has to go to the bathroom.
And then you got to go through the whole
Yeah, that's like a
decision
health
of
thing.
Yeah.
do you give the people the butt when you're walking down the aisle, or do you give them the crotch? Another decision.
I like to alternate.
Every person's different.
Butt crotch, butt crotch.
Yeah, when you get to the armrest, that's when you kind of turn so that you get this person. And you just do like a rotating.
You're just doing like
you're-
pivots down the aisle, like
Yeah, you're doing like a little twirl, like the
Doing-
ballerina.
just
some
spin
basketball
cycle
pivots.
down the aisle.
I noticed yesterday on the stream you gave everyone like a little title. I like that.
Oh yeah, I wanted to give people who are watching more of an idea of who your characters
Oh
are.
yeah. I like that a lot.
I thought it'd be neat. If you guys either don't like your character title or want like something else, or if I got something wrong on there, for sure let me know. See about swapping it soon. I do most of that stuff on the.
Yeah, that fun stuff really makes it.
Hey, Aleutian, I had a question for you.
What's up?
So I was on Reddit the other day, and I saw a post on LFG about somebody looking for a GM for hire.
Oh yeah.
And it was like a already set group of friends that wanted to do it. It was like 4 of them, and I was gonna post your website there, and I can't remember if I actually did or if I got a phone call at the time because I'm like getting a new job currently, so I keep getting all these phone calls about it. But I didn't know if you were looking to have a 5th night because I know you're already running 4 games, and that seems like a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. Like, do you have the post? Like, could I look at it?
Yeah, they were saying that it was 4 friends, and they were looking for somebody to run one-shots, but I was going to tell them just to do a campaign.
Yeah.
at that point if it was like going to be a weekly thing.
Yeah.
And they specifically mentioned like looking for a GM for hire, like
Yeah.
if they wanted to pay, and they
Interesting.
asked like how much do you charge, like yada yada.
Right. I think that would be super interesting to try out, and I would definitely like to do it. I don't know how I would, and I'd have to ponder that, but I'm all for new things. I would probably give them the caveat of like, I might do this for a couple of weeks and then stop, given that I'm super busy with 1,000 other things. but yeah, I mean that would be super cool. And I'm not bothered by you guys handing out my name to other people. Like just tell them to email me, and like I'd be more than happy to talk to them. Just be like, I've got a buddy who does this, and might be able to help. I've seen some ridiculous numbers on that. Like I know, someone was talking about how he GMs for a group. They pay him like $1,000 a month or something like that.
Well,
It's like that's ludicrous. But like it's like an IRL, like a real person thing. So like who knows how crazy the guy goes with props and stuff like that. But still, I was like, damn, that's insanity.
how many people is that for?
I think it was for like a group of 5. I don't know if it's true because it was just some dude telling his story, and you never know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, let's do the math on that. That's 5 people. That's
200 a month.
200 a
per
month divided by 4. That's 50 a week. People spend way more than that a week. So
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like,
shit.
maybe his buddies are pretty high paid and all that jazz. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and part of that might also go into like I know a lot of people that play in person if you don't like host the game at your house, because
Yeah.
I was looking into doing a in-person game back when I was GMing the group before I started doing Haven Cross Will, and because we all lived around each other, and like the places that would like fit all 8 of us, it was like you could either arrive on the day and apply to get a spot, or you could like secure your spot in advance, but it's like $100 a month or something to reserve a room at this game shop.
That'd be super cool to do. It'd be neat to do like a real life version of what I'm doing now, where I'm DMing for people and it's like in real life and they come by, and it would be like a part hosting thing as well. That'd be super neat.
Yeah.
That would honestly be amazing for production quality too, because if they were comfortable with it, at least we could have a camera, and I think
Because then it would be like Crit Roll.
yeah, and most people can, I think, agree that it's better if you can, see the reactions and everything of your players and all that stuff.
Without a doubt.
But that would be really neat if you had like a dedicated room, theme it and everything. Oh man, if I was rich.
I'm excited to finally play in real life.
Oh, like you're doing it for the first time?
Yeah, we're much like we have Jim and I have like a big friend group that we play stuff with, and 2 years ago before I even knew Jim, like I had a meet up at my house with all of them.
Okay.
Like 7 people here, and we didn't even play D&D then, but now like 10 people are coming.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Dang.
I don't know if Jim's coming yet. He's probably not. He's got a bunch of work stuff.
It's just dependent on my new job and shit.
He's still up in the air, but there's like 9 people confirmed.
Yeah, it's still in the works, but I'd like to have an opportunity to kind of meet some of you guys and play like an in-person game. It would be fun.
Yeah,
I've had
I hear
in-person
it's a lot
games.
funner.
They're a blast. You just like, I like it when you can spare no expense. That would actually be one of the really cool things of having a group that's paying that much. Is like you could do like all the food, drink, and everything, and there could be like bottle of wine and like a 12-pack on the table and like all the pizza you could eat, and everybody just like shows up and it's all there. Like that'd be super fun.
Oh yeah, and facial expressions and like actions go a long way.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm just looking for an excuse to use this like massive amount of dice that I bought.
I need to buy some. I don't have any.
Chase and I bought like a big like lot set off of Amazon and just like split them 50-50.
Oh yeah.
And I have like probably like 10 to 12 complete sets of dice in
Oh my
different
gosh.
colors, and like some are see-through, some are solid, some are like sparkly. They're pretty cool dice. But I've had them for like almost a year now, and I've played one in-game day
Right.
ever, or in person. So I just want an excuse to actually get to use these.
I was just thinking it'd be kind of cool if you could use, like, you know, the limited 3D hologram tech that we have for like a machine that rolls dice, like plays dice roll animations and shows them, so everyone at the table can see what the rolls. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
'Cause,
I
like,
think
one of the things that I like about tabletop and also like rolling outside of the screen is like when people can see your rolls. But in person, it's actually kind of awkward because you're like you have to like lean all the way over the table and see what the fuck your DM's doing and stuff. And there's like this tiny little dice way down the table.
Yeah.
yeah. Why you just get a DM screen and hide all your rolls as the GM?
Right?
For
I
the
hate doing
players.
that. I hate hiding the rolls. I love it when they can see what's going on. I'll be like, okay, I'll just do a luck roll for you, and then instead of the suspense, they're just like, oh fuck, that's a 1.
God damn it.
Fucking Jim, so
Yeah.
tilted.
We had a player that it was in the game that I did where people didn't have a starting class,
Mhm.
and he wanted to seem like he was like a ranger type character,
Okay.
like throwing shit instead of like
Losing a
like
bow.
shooting. Yeah,
Okay.
and
I thought of that, like a dagger ranger.
yeah, but his key was that since it was like a goofy campaign, he found a picture. He was a gnome or a dwarf. He was a dwarf,
Mhm.
and he found a picture of like an actual like little person on Google with a soccer ball.
Wow.
That was his character picture.
That's
Super
fucking
fucked
awesome.
up. But he had like this soccer ball in the picture, and he was like, "Can I actually have a soccer ball in game?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And but he took a he ended up going with like a wizard route, and he uses the spell catapult.
Yeah.
But he wanted to hide the fact that he was a wizard from everyone.
Right.
And I was
so
like,
he,
well, you know, you have to
catapult
like
throws
say
it.
spells and shit. And he was like, yeah, I know, but I want to hide it. So he turned all of his in-game rolls.
We used roll
just
20.
whispered. So I was the only one who saw anything that he was doing,
Right.
and everybody else was doing all their shit out in the open, and it just got really obnoxious to the other players.
We're like, John, turn your hidden rolls off.
Like, we all know you're a wizard, John. Turn it off.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've actually had a campaign that preferred the rules to be hidden. That
Yep,
was
no,
the,
that happens. That happens. For
was
me,
the only one like that I ever had.
one of the ones that that gets me is there is a hidden temptation to fudge the rolls into something that I think suits the setting more whenever I'm doing that, where I'm rolling behind a screen. And I'm not saying I give in to that temptation, but I definitely feel it. And like one of the ways that I circumvent that is just by throwing them out and letting everybody see,
it out in
right?
the
Or
open,
saying
yeah.
what it is that I'm doing. And what I often find is that I'm more pleased at the end of the day when I just give in to chance and let chance dictate what happens. And often what happens is sometimes like one of the most emotional or best moments ever that comes out of something, right? So for me, that's kind of like one of the biggest reasons I like to avoid it. It's just like I know that exists. And the first time I played D&D, there was that moment where like we knew the DM was fudging rolls. Like the kind of person that's like no poker face, right? Like he rolls
Yeah.
the dice, looks at it, and then his eyes are like, "Oh
Ooh.
shit, fuck." Actually, he misses. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
Knowing that it's chance makes it more special.
yeah, it's like no, fucking let that ghoul beat the shit out of that character. Come on, let it happen. You know.
Let Jimmy's barbarian get fucking double crit by these hyenas and die.
Exactly.
for
Yeah,
some-
let it happen. You never know.
Let
right?
our bard die to swamp frogs.
The
That
world
was
is
actually
truly
hilarious.
random. Oh,
That
when you
was
say
actually-
swamp frogs, I think of those things in Dark Souls, those frogs that give you like the curse and they instantly
Oh
die.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh.
What are those things called?
I don't remember.
I just told somebody the other
Satan.
day. They're called like
Ugly ass
there's the
beast
bee
frogs.
maybe?
Ugly ass beast frogs. Let me get on the Fextra wiki right now. Okay, well, Josh is, or not Josh, sorry, Jacob is probably going to be back soon. There's a lot of people with J names in here.
Yep.
You
That
have
works.
the filthy jays.
Yeah. What is it with J's? But I think we can start up and he'll probably rejoin you pretty soon here.
Oh yeah, we'll
Okay.
just drag them along.
Just drag him along. So,
He's taking a nap.
okay, let's see here.
Plant Fury a little bit.
There we go. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that extended break there. We're hoping that our buddy here is released from the clutches of World of Warcraft items anytime now. But so all of you are here in the Hunter's Lodge and are kind of reuniting after a day's worth of rest, and some of you have done some shopping. Whereas Irisfield, during this time, you had mentioned to me off camera, so to speak, that you were going to tuck in Yuri outside in the main room, put him in a chair, and make sure he's comfortable, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, I assume cook food for whoever's awake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the plan. Is I was gonna try to take these rations and make something pretty decent out of them. Kind of
Sure.
experiment a little bit. Make
Okay.
some different kinds of plates, like
Go
not
ahead.
all one thing.
Roll luck for me.
Luck. Interesting. Okay. Oh, that's not some great luck.
That's gay. Okay. So you're fairly like proficient when it comes to putting together these meals, and by now you've been cooking for quite some time, and you're able to turn these rations into something palatable. But there's definitely something to be said for the limitations of ingredients and how that can be a bit of like a wall that can't be climbed over. But it is appreciated, and the couple of people who are waking seem to like it a lot more than just the regular rations.
Yeah, I actually wanted to, with my plate, try to mix in some good berries and maybe a little bit of the spices that I have, and just see if I can make something out of it.
Interesting. The good berries taste more or less like mash. Like they have little to any flavor to them, somewhere between like the light flavor of a berry combined with like the zero flavor of a potato.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they could be used perhaps as a filler, but they're almost devoid of flavor. And so
Okay.
your spice kind of makes them edible.
They're a medium
Got it.
for flavor. It's like tofu.
It's like tofu. Ugh. No, I'm just kidding. Tofu's awesome. You ever had deep fried tofu? It's so good.
Is it good?
It's really
Huh.
good. Yeah, with like
Never
a
had
peanut
it.
sauce or something.
I can imagine.
Anyway. Sorry.
But I digress.
You can tell I haven't eaten much today. There is all four of you here up in the main room, including Yuri, who's kind of sick and holding himself there, the alcohol clearly taking hold of his intestines, and Rook sleeps in the other room. What do you three want to do?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a quest. Arise and shine. We've got to go east quickly now. Oh, here you're making food. Well, we can eat on the road.
Yes? What's going on?
As I like hand him a plate.
I'm not quite sure what's going on, but Jay seems very excited about something, and we have to go east. Seems urgent.
There is
Okay.
a group of people that are leaving town, heading to some unknown town. town that's popped up, village. I'm not quite sure. The
Don't let his
east,
monotone voice
but,
fool you. This is serious.
Yeah, it's worrisome that there are commoners that are going to be leaving in this weather, heading out through not only the elements but also the wolves.
Wait. They're leaving now?
They left yesterday.
They left. They
We
have
must-
a. Do
we
they
must
have a
catch
death
them.
wish?
I know.
Okay.
We must go find them.
Yesterday. What time yesterday?
I didn't get all the specifics. It was somebody's brother that had left, and I told him I would do what I could.
Okay. You said they went east. Check with the guards. See how long ago they left. Get an approximate distance if they traveled during the night. I don't know that to run them down. I might be able to, but
Well, I
Well,
was
enough
thinking,
running them down sitting here.
all right. All right.
And I'll kind of like gather up food and clean up real fast and.
All right. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. 3 of you leave and head off. And you're gonna
Are we
leave
taking the others?
We're taking Yuri.
You're gonna take
We
Yuri,
wait.
but not Rook.
We rouse the others. Come.
Yep. Let's take. Yeah, we'll take both of them. I
Okay.
don't know what's gonna go on here.
Okay.
we'll just make sure that Rook is like,
Bundled up.
yeah,
Your two
bundled
ill
up.
friends come and do manage to leave town with you. They kind of keep to themselves and bundle themselves in their clothes as best they can as they follow in tow. And the 3 of you head towards the eastern gate to go and investigate this. And what are you gonna do exactly? Like trace the roads, go into the wilderness? Like, what's the plan?
Well, I was gonna go to the guardhouse and ask if they had seen this group of travelers leaving the previous evening or yesterday, whatever.
Okay, yeah, so you go to the little guardhouse that's here by the eastern side, and there's a couple of guards there, one of whom seems to man the table near. And he sees you 3 enter, says, "Good day, traveler."
Hello. We came to ask. There was a group of travelers that left through yesterday at some time. Heading out into the winter. Rather concerned about them.
I remember that. Yep. Bunch of poor folks. Looked like they were marching off to the grave, they were.
It's almost night. When did they leave?
Yesterday, I think it was early morning.
A
Early
whole day behind.
You're not going out there after them.
Oh, we have to.
You're much better equipped, but I might be a cynical man, but I don't think you're gonna find anything good out there. Best to just leave alone.
The stakes of this town. No, how many was it that left?
I didn't get an exact look, but maybe a dozen of them.
Could still be alive.
There are still people of the town.
I'm not gonna tell you what to do, just speaking my piece.
Alright. Did they say anything as they left?
Told him not to do it. A couple of guards spoke with them. I wasn't one of them, but Buddy told me that there was no talking to him. They were decided, so we let him go. Not gonna throw him in jail or anything.
Well, it's quite intriguing, and I think we need to investigate.
What is this talk of a village that's warm, a town that's warm to eat? Know anything about it?
He pauses for a second and then he says, "Haven't heard anything of it. Maybe they mean to travel for Jian or something."
That's quite out of the way. They won't make it there.
Surprised if they made it a day out of town.
Yeah, and this. Oh,
Perhaps they're held up somewhere just looking for rescue. We could be that rescue. I think we should go.
Good luck out there.
Thank you, soldier.
All right. Okay. You guys mentioned that this town of warmth. Where did this rumor start?
They heard about it in the
The
market.
market.
Okay. Well, we should go there and see where they think this looks. Because I'm a good tracker, but
And I like look outside fully.
Get some idea of where exactly they're going to. Yeah, that could help, definitely.
Let's be swift.
It must be swift. I agree.
Alright, so we'll head to the marketplace.
Okay. You travel off towards the marketplace, and stepping through the city and all of its cold and all of its snow, you eventually get there. It's nothing like you remember back in the springtime where there's stalls and people moving everywhere. You can see shops which clearly have their open signs turned over and lights that sort of give like, you know, the semblance that there's things going on, but there's no stalls, there's no. You only catch like the occasional person who, with a hood kind of, you know, pulled over their head, runs from one door to another.
Okay. I'll just go to one of the first doors I see and ask about this rumor.
Okay. Let's see here. The first place that you get to is... Oh, interesting. Sparklewares.
Oh.
Do you actually want to go into here? It's the first shop that you kind of step by as you make your way into the market. It's kind of
Yeah.
the center here as you like step in and look around and find yourselves outside the familiar doors.
Absolutely.
Okay. Stepping up towards the door, you can see two guards who stand outside of it dutifully. One of them looks over towards you. You can see like their heavy armor covered in a thick layer of fur coat. And one of them gives you a look and kind of looks over at the other one. And then he opens the door without saying a word.
I'll just go in.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll lean over next to Braxton and whisper, this is one of those benefits of being in Ghostwatch.
Yeah, so Braxton, to give you some context, you've been in this town for probably like a couple seasons, wasn't it? Or was it a few years? I don't remember.
Probably just a couple seasons.
Okay, yeah. The shop here, Sparklewares, you know of it, and you know that it's not the kind of place where just any rabble are allowed inside, because what they sell are magical items. And so to see that these people are just suddenly let in, you as well, is indicative of some sort of importance.
I've been wanting in this place for a while, Jay. Very nice. Give him an eyebrow.
As you make your way in, you all stand in this small room for a brief moment. There's a door behind you that goes into the world outside, and then another door in front of you that'll eventually lead to the shop. And it takes a little bit there before the door starts to open up. And you can see this incredibly large red dragoness who stands behind the counter and looks towards you all. The shop is empty other than yourselves, and she says, "Oh, hello."
Sparkle, good
Hello,
to see
my
you
lady.
again.
What
Pleasure
can
to
I
meet
do
you.
for you? Ah, yes. She looks over towards you, Braxton, and says, "I don't think we've met."
Oh, my name is Braxton Henry Oswald. It's a pleasure. Double handshake to one of hers.
Okay, yeah, she gives you a handshake, and while she's holding your hand, she doesn't quite let go and holds it for a bit longer than you would expect and says, "Someone of noble stature, I take it."
Oh, yes, for many years. Indeed. The Oswald family. Have you heard of them?
I don't think that I have, but I'd be happy to do business with them. She gives you a smile, a toothy grin showing razor-sharp teeth underneath her.
I'm sure they would be happy to do business with such a fine purveyor of magical goods such as yourself.
She turns back towards the rest of you, finishing her handshake, and says, "Well then, what can I get for you?
At this
Selling or
point,
buying?"
buying. Possibly.
Buying information.
Hopefully. We've heard there's rumors around here about some traders came in talking about a town that's warm. Group that left yesterday searching for this place. We're worried they may not have made it. Try to see if we can find them before they all succumb.
I can't say anything about your friends, but I have heard this rumor, yes.
Do you happen to know the location of this city?
There's a group of people that are apparently rebuilding the city of Volume.
Oh.
And how is
Okay.
the city magically warm? Or warm?
I don't know, but that's what they all say. Apparently the city is warm. That's what it is. A couple of my contacts who have come through here with supplies have mentioned the same thing. Apparently it's real, though I don't intend to leave the shop.
See. Right.
Certainly not in weather like this.
Yes.
I can't imagine
would-
it's very good for a dragonborn such as yourself.
Fond of the cold. Now, you said
Who
you were going
is?
to buy something.
Yes, that.
And I'll put down 1 gold on the counter and give her a nod. Thank you. Then start to leave.
She gives you a smile like, and takes the gold piece as you guys head out, saying nothing as you disappear beyond the door.
Good day.
Oh, Sparkle.
Yes?
You heard from Gray anytime soon?
Oh, I have.
How's he doing?
He's doing well.
He,
Spent some time here from time to time. And, I think last I heard of him, he's up at the castle, reading all their records or something.
glad to hear he's doing well.
It's very curious.
Well, I mean, he only joined this world very recently. So I imagine he has a lot to learn.
She gives you a smile and says, yes, he does.
Well, thank you again for all of your help.
Yeah.
Turn and catch up to everybody.
Alright, the 3 of you are outside, having
Heading
just
for the gate.
deposited 1 gold piece at a place that would prefer about 1,000.
Yeah, well, information.
I assume you lot know where this warm city is?
Yes. Directly to the east.
I didn't want to
and I'll-
ask and look foolish.
As we're kind of like, I'm like heading for the eastern gate at this point, and I'll kind of, it's super windy outside, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, I'm not gonna try to even take out the map.
Okay.
It's a good distance to the east. They will definitely not make it that far.
Sure we won't have to go the whole way.
No, we definitely won't. We'll find them alive, or we'll find them dead.
I am
We'll find them
curious
along
of the
the
city
road.
though. How would it be warm?
Magic,
not sure.
perhaps.
Powerful
I-
magic to keep a whole city.
I heard it was destroyed in some fire, I think.
The entire thing burned to the ground.
Yeah.
Not some kind of bad joke, is it?
No.
It's bad news, but no joke.
A lot of people saying it's warm because it burned. It's kind of strange.
I mean,
Maybe it's some sort of volcanic activity or
Oh,
magical something or other, perhaps.
why would they want to live
Regardless.
there then?
You get there and there's a sign that just says lol JK.
They just renamed it to Warm City.
Oh my god.
warm there.
Everyone froze to death.
I assume we're on our way.
Yes, so you just passed through the east gate here.
I'm taking it there's no forced marches with Yuri and Rook and tow.
Probably not.
So as you're traveling here, you're going along the roads, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I will have all of you please roll survival checks. You're going to have to roll quite high, given circumstances and the weather.
Oh, the dice
What
might
is
Oh, that's
What is this for?
probably
Reroll.
Like
that looks
finding
pretty
the
cheap.
Is this for finding the road or like
This is for tracking them.
I have
Oh, for
nothing
tracking
to,
them?
I have nothing to offer here. That one.
That one.
13 is probably
Like-
not good enough.
there is no tracking them, but I'll roll anyway.
That's basically what's going on.
That's a 20.
Okay.
Hey,
So as you travel along these roads, you notice that outside of the town there's quite a bit of snow that is blown in everywhere. The lands are just like fields of white. Though there are a couple of tracks that seem to have gone through the snow somewhat recently, perhaps in the evening or maybe during the day. Somebody has traveled this road to the east. You see the telltale sign, Irisville, of what looks like caravan tracks that go down the road. And way off into the distance, I think for a brief moment you might see something. Like there's something traveling out there, but it's sort of blocked by the snow which blows in all around.
I'll just start following those tracks then.
Okay. So all of you travel for some time along the road, and eventually, you've been here for an hour, and then another hour, and a few more hours, and then at right around midday, Irisfield's prediction comes true, and the snow begins to clear, being replaced instead by the still howling winds just no longer carrying frozen ice in their wake. And all about you, you see that the snow starts to be moved by these winds, and there's a pile of bodies near the road here. Refuse.
Oh, no.
It's like a caravan has been torn apart almost. Do you go and
There they are.
investigate?
Yes.
rush up to them,
Okay.
check for signs of life.
Getting over to there, you see already buried in a couple of feet of snow. There's some things that kind of poke out of the top. You see like a little bit of a backpack, which has alerted you to the presence there, and a couple of people piled on one another. And perhaps more disturbingly, as you get close and investigate, you notice that there is a great deal of bloodshed here. When you move the snow, you can see it on the ground, though there's quite a few people missing, and blood trails that lead off into the wilderness.
My,
What kind of wounds are these?
Ah. It appears there are two people here, whose bodies were perhaps spared or something as they are left here, and it appears that they have been horribly rend with terrible bite marks all over them.
Wolves. Kill them now.
Can I investigate the footprints that are, or the tracks that are leading towards the wilderness?
Ah, interesting. They're not so much tracks. You see what looks like just trails of blood in the grass, like just seeped in there as you kind of move the snow out of the way to investigate the cold dirt. And you think that you might be able to see evidence of what happened here. Roll a second survival check here, Jay.
Oh,
19 plus 4.
Okay. It's almost like they've been made slightly clearer due to the cold. Pressed into the ground, the obvious tracks of wolf paws, a good deal larger than that of the average wolf, lead off in that direction with trails of blood behind them. There must be maybe 5 or 6 of them.
They look like the larger wolf prints, all of them, none of the smaller ones.
Yeah, not like the small ones you fought, but like the full adult that you had to take down the other. And they lead off towards Small Peak, the little mountains that are near the Great Peak Mountains that you were towards previously.
Now, judging by where we are currently, does this look like it would be the wolves that we could have hunted down when Rook and when Rook got sick and we decided to go back to town? Like, is this like the same area, or is it?
So it's
Different
not
area.
the same area at all. In fact, it's more towards like the northeast instead of straight east. However, the tracks lead exactly in that direction.
Ah. Jay just like starts like screaming and kicking the ground. Not
What's
throwing
wrong?
A tantrum, but throwing a tantrum. wolves that we decided not to hunt the other day. More blood is on our hands. Look!
Jay, this is not our fault.
And I'll go ahead and try to put these bodies in more of a respectful position rather than just like torn apart. And said there was a backpack there.
Yes, you can see that there is a backpack here, and some other
Okay.
supplies that are kind of strewn about now that you've kind of cleared the area.
Does it? I'm gonna go ahead and grab those and kind of shove them in the backpack. And does it seem like these wolves have dragged off, like other people, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like alive or dead?
Interesting. With
Like,
your check
judging
of
by
a
the amount of
24, I would say that it seems they are most certainly dead. And you would see like evidence of maybe like feet kicking around in the dirt and stuff like that. There's none of that. It's just drag marks.
I feel pretty sick right now.
Well,
Are there any supplies we could bring back to the people suffering in town?
Yeah. What's in this backpack? What are these supplies right here?
You see what looks like a bunch of rations here, all bundled together. And Earsville, are you the only one who's looking over here?
I'm gonna keep watch, make sure we're not getting jumped by these
That's
wolves.
fair, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask Jade and you come help.
So you notice something about these rations. They have their fresh packaging on them. It's like, they look more or less like what you would find when they're first taken off of like the counter shelf.
Oh man, these were like just purchased.
Exactly.
Okay. How many do we have here?
You see that tucked into the backpack, it looks like there's about 7 of them. You can take those if you wish.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the backpack itself. The rations in it. Now the other supplies that are scattered around. Is that including that 7?
Yeah, so the other bits that are laying around, it looks like it's mostly like blankets and coats. You see a pair of boots here as well. And what looks like it might be some tinder here. Like there's a little fire that was at the center and has since gone out. But you don't find anything else for food.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take the tinder as well and stick it in this backpack.
Okay.
And then like a blanket or 2.
Okay.
Be a bit heavy, but that'll just slow me down to the other party members' movement speed. So.
alright, well. Do we want to go after the wolves, or these are not the people we were.
Well, you didn't want to fight them before, and now we're down even another man.
Yeah.
Wouldn't make sense.
These aren't the people we were looking for?
No, this is too recent. It would have to been extremely.
How many people are there?
There's only 2 here.
Can I tell how many people were dragged off?
Yeah, roll another survival check. Or make that investigation, actually.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Can I do
Sure,
an
yeah.
investigation?
Guidance.
Let's see what the group gets.
Am I allowed to investigate?
Please, yeah.
That's not great.
I got an 8.
Yep, same here.
Got a 24.
Okay.
Jeez.
Looking around, it's tough to tell, and the only person who seems to be able to put together a good number is Braxton. As you look around, you see a resting place here, a resting place there, some drag marks here. By the end of it, you would estimate roughly between 10 to 15 people were here. There's only 2 left that not dragged off.
The numbers here go along with the god's estimate.
Looking at the blankets and the clothing, does it seem like these people were the poor sort, the ones we were looking for?
Interesting. The 2 people that are left here, yes, they're badly mangled and their clothing torn through. One of them's missing an arm, but they are wearing commoners' clothes.
Right, Jay. Seems
Definitely the
travel
group.
far.
Braxton, you see something off in the distance, making no attempt at stealth. Is a group of 3 large wolves that are approaching the group. They're many hundreds of feet away, and it's only now that the snow has cleared and turned to just these winds that you can see them. Who knows how long they might have been there peering at you, but they stare down at your group there, and then eventually kind of turn and go to leave.
Friends, we're being watched. We might want to make haste back home. Up there on that ridge, 3 large wolves.
Yeah. When Braxton points them out to you, you can see them there, all staring at you. Irisville, can you roll a nature check for me?
I can.
They may be going back to get the others.
That's a 14.
Okay. Yeah, you're familiar with what's happening here, with your knowledge of the wild and all. And some of you might be able to surmise this as well, but the wolves are here to get the last 2 bodies. Seeing you all here, they turn around and leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna carry at least one of the bodies back, and if I can carry both, then
How far away from from Everwatch are we?
You are about 6 hours away from town, I'd say.
Oh shoot. Okay. They really did not get far.
No.
Oh boy.
They still had some rations, so who knows how far they would have gotten, but it looks like these wolves got to them first.
Okay, are you sure you can handle that?
I just gotta grunt under the weight of 2 bodies on my back.
Interesting. Watching you off in the distance, these 3 wolves disappear, and Jay goes to carry these 2 bodies, and you make your way back towards town. But on the way back there, the wolves reappear on a hill nearby to watch over your group. This time, their numbers increased.
Okay, you should leave the bodies, or it might mean us dead as well.
How far away from town are we at this point?
A few more hours. You've maybe made it halfway back.
We're dead. Their bodies are simply their remnants.
You wish to make amends with the brother. Maybe
I
a
have some
trinket.
of that tinder. Bro.
Sure.
I'll
I
hand it to him.
set up fire. I'm gonna put the 2 frozen bodies on the fire. And while I'm doing it, I am just going to say prayers to Bella for their souls, and may this last act of dignity bring their spirits some semblance of rest. And
Seeing Jay do this, I'll add my own prayers to Tilva, as
Okay.
small as they might be.
So you say some prayers and place the bodies on a fire that you quickly whip up as fast as you can. And while the bodies are laying on there, something happens off in the distance. It's like a shout. It's almost as though some sort of magical means has amplified a voice which calls out and goes, "Ah!" And the voice just like rumbles across the valley there, and all the wolves like turn over and look towards the mountains, and then just run back towards there quickly.
What in the world was that?
Where did the voice come from? Can we tell?
From Small Peak. Yeah, the little mountain here off to the side.
did it sound like a humanoid voice? Like, obviously we couldn't understand the language, but did it sound like a humanoid, or was it just like a noise?
Oh, it was most certainly a call, but the language you do not understand.
So I've heard Rook speak both Orcish and Dwarvish before, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Does this sound like either of those?
No, most certainly not.
Okay. Then not primordial. Would I be able to take any guess at what this might be?
Sure. Make
Okay.
a straight intelligence check.
Could I do that?
Absolutely.
If its voice was reaching here, it's probably
Reroll.
quite large.
That's janked right there.
That's 16.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay. Braxton, being a noble, you've had a fair amount of studies on different topics, and your parents brought you up with a good education before you set out on your own. And you remember some snippets from back during those times of languages that you never fully learned, but ones that you investigated a bit. And you think that what you hear off towards there is the language of the giants.
Yes, my friends, we cannot see the creature, but its voice still reaches. It is quite large. I think there are giants in these woods. Why the wolves are going to it, I don't know.
It's one thing after another with this city. Orcs, now it's giants with their giant wolves. Okay, let's head back.
Okay.
Lucian,
Quite
I have
right.
a mechanics question for you.
Absolutely, please.
Well, first of all, how far away from Small Peak are we? Like,
Okay. You
say we were
are,
within 1,000 feet.
let's see here. I would say you are about roughly, given that you've already left town a little bit, maybe like a day and a half away from it. If you're leaving straight from Everwatch to get to the base of Small Peak, you'd probably take like 2 days.
Oh, okay, so it's way off in the distance.
And we could still hear that? Jesus.
Um. The other question I had doesn't really apply anymore, but if I have the spell Locate Object, could I use that on like a Winter Wolf, or if not, since Winter Wolf is a creature, would I be able to use it on like a particular Winter Wolf's tooth or something like that?
Interesting. You
Winter
cannot
Wolf
do
tooth.
that. You can't
Okay.
choose like a part of it and then make it work like that. There is
Okay.
actually a separate spell called Locate Plants and Animals, and that's kind of like, I think it's like a ranger or a druid equivalent that would work for that reason.
Yeah, I knew there was another spell, which
Yeah.
is why I knew I was clutching at straws with this.
Aerisfield hit level 5 already.
Take more levels in Druid. God.
Could you locate human corpse?
Right?
Yeah. Okay. But these Winter Wolves wouldn't have like any collars or anything that I could use, so I'm assuming that this is
That's a good idea.
not a spell I could use. Alright, well, I'll kind of watch over the fire as these bodies burn and continue praying until, it seems like the wolves are gone and that these bodies are gonna burn then.
Yeah. So this takes a little bit of your travel time, but eventually you're satisfied with what's happened here with the bodies burning and the wolves having left, and eventually you guys make your way back. When you do get back, it's very late afternoon or early evening when you finally get into town.
Are the same guards here?
Oh.
Or is it a different watch?
Yeah, you can see the same guards at the gate.
I'll just kind of look down towards the ground, not make eye contact as we walk in, and if they say anything, I'll just like shake my head.
Okay. Yeah, they see you approaching, and with the solemn look on your face, they don't actually start conversation with you, and both of them just kind of let you be.
I do want to go find that younger brother.
Okay. So you go back towards the lower end of town and find these people still huddled here.
I'll pull him aside from the group if he'll step aside with me, and tell him that we went off looking for your brother, and there's no easy way to say this, but their caravan was ambushed by wolves.
You can see that a moment of understanding actually comes over this boy's face before you finish. You're halfway through the sentence, and he kind of nods and he says, I had a feeling.
Are we like, they were all in like an alleyway, correct?
Yes, sheltering from the wind.
Would I have been able to get him to like step out of the alleyway with me as I tell him this?
Sure, yeah. You guys
So
are
we're like,
standing out there.
we're out of eyesight of the rest of the group. I'll just like hand him a ration
and tell him to do his best to stay warm. And if you need me, ask around for Jay. I'll do what I can for you.
He takes it and says, "Thanks, Jay." And he quickly makes his way back to the group. See, as you guys are leaving, that he goes to share the ration with everybody.
Oh, if I'd known he was gonna share, I'll give him all 3 then. Can I just like walk over and hand him 2 more?
Okay.
I kind of like hand Jay the backpack that we got. It's got like blankets and
Okay, yeah, I'll just
rations
go and give them everything. It's got some tinder, some blankets, some rations.
Okay, yeah, you see one of them is shivering a lot more than the others, and they quickly kind of put the blanket around him, and the rest of them just start to like divvy up the rations and eat.
Okay.
Okay.
Do any of them look like injured in any way other than like just being cold? Like, do they look like there's like anything that healing would assist with?
There's an old woman there that looks like she has a bum leg, but you're not sure if that's something that you could fix.
I'll just go over and cast Lesser Restoration on her, and if that doesn't work, then I'll cast Cure Wounds.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe I'll try Cure Wounds first, and if that doesn't work, then I'll try Lesser Restoration.
The Cure Wounds doesn't work, but by the time that you finish it and then cast Lesser Restoration, you see she kind of like shakes her leg a bit, and she stands a bit more straight there, and she looks towards you and says, "Oh, thank you."
I nod, still kind of solemn, but smiling now, and I'll just kind of walk over and say Bella's blessings before I leave and rejoin everybody.
Okay. So you make your way back towards the group, and all of you now stand outside of this alleyway.
I feel like we need to tell Brick about what we discovered out there.
Dangers out there.
I agree.
One thing to have wolves about, but it's another entirely if they're acting at the call of giants or other creatures.
Do I know anything more about giants? Like if they're what type of giants they would be, or if they what their intent is,
Ah.
good or evil?
Yeah, do you have proficiency in nature?
I do not.
Not. Okay. What do you have for the intelligence skills?
Arcana, history, investigation.
Oh. Roll Arcana. Let's see what we get here. You might
Can I
have
roll-
learned something.
Can I roll history to see if I know anything about like
15.
giants in this area?
Sure, yeah, please. So with a 15, you know a bit about the giants, and you know that they're related to the different elements. And so if you know that there's one off towards there, calling
Probably
to
an ice
nature wolves and
giant.
everything, it's most likely what's known as a frost giant. That being said, you don't really know a lot about them.
Yeah, I got a 9 for history. I'm assuming I probably don't know
Okay.
much, but
The only bit that you know is that giants are uncommon here in the lands of Skyfall, and the large area known as Mossmer is actually where most of the giants hail from. So it's uncommon to see them out here.
Perhaps Brick can give us some more information. Giants, I'm not sure
I'm
what
so
they'd be
sorry
doing
that
here.
took so fucking long.
Hey, welcome back.
Didn't even
as
kill it.
expected.
You didn't get it?
Nope, didn't even kill it.
Didn't get
But
the
it was-
particle effects?
No.
Do you get another
Unfortunate.
try later?
Well, like, so the raid was we hadn't killed him yet. We're still like in attempts,
Yeah.
and I was like, it's already been over an hour. It's been too long.
Right. Okay. Well, hopefully you get another try sometime.
I'll get it next week.
Well,
Aleutian,
Right
how
now.
do you pronounce that mountain name?
oh, Small Peak?
No, over here.
Oh, let me see.
Falconon?
Yeah, Der Falconon.
Nice. Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so everybody pretty much knows about this. Anyone who has spent some time learning about the world knows that at the top of Mount Der Falconon there's a grandiose city that all of the giants live in.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Okay. So have you been listening, Yuri, or do you want us to do a quick fill-in?
The boss fight was a bit too intricate for me to be listening.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I don't think you
Josh?
can pay attention to that and also be trying to do that.
Yeah.
We should have
If-
fought the wolves.
No,
They
there are
killed a
definitely
bunch of
boss
the
fights in there. I could have done it all, but the boss fight is just hard as fuck.
Yeah, give him a little breakdown. Yuri, you've been feeling ill from your alcohol, and here finally it subsides. You're with your group, and you're in the center of town when you kind of blink a couple times and feel like you can rejoin them for everything. Rook is still there with you, sick, by the way.
The wolves we didn't kill killed a dozen people in the town that were going east to some quote-unquote warm city kind of mystery. We went to try to save them, but when we found them, they were dead. We heard a giant's roar, and we came back to town.
And it turns out that the warm city that everybody is trying to get to and that there's rumors about is Volue. People are going to rebuild Volue, and apparently it's warm there and not cold like the rest of the world.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
All
And we
right,
learned
apparently
about
you
that
just
from
burn down.
Sparkle.
Let's burn down
Burn
all
down
of our
everyone.
cities. Burn them all down, and it'll make them warm during the winter. It'll be great. We'll rebuild.
But it was like magically burned down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is
Gather
the
all
weird
the
thing.
magical fire you can.
Also, that dragon's not dragon's god, that giant's shout or whatever seemed to call the wolves back.
Yeah, there
they
were some
They were
wolves.
looking at us, and then they heard the call, and then immediately went back directly towards it. So that's an issue.
Being a fun thing.
Yes. And by that I mean absolutely horrible for anyone trying to get you or leave the city. So,
Which city? Everwatch or Volue?
Everwatch.
Any city, really.
Yeah. Any city around this area? Yeah.
Good news for everybody.
So we were gonna head up to the castle and tell Brick what's going on. And maybe if Nessa has some sort of insight about it.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of Nessa.
Maybe she can
woman.
tell me where my brother is.
Maybe. Depends. Alright,
Seems
so
like quite the knowledgeable one.
I guess we'll head to the castle then.
Okay, so the group can see here that Yuri is feeling better, and you give him the quick fill-in on everything that happened as he kind of comes out of his daze, and you all resolve to go to the castle, hopefully to speak with Nessa or Brick and kind of find out what it is that you can. And making your way up towards the castle, see as snow is kind of blown off of the top of roofs and everything as the wind get up toward there, the guards quickly recognize you, letting you make your way in. You're going to Nessa?
Brick.
Rick first?
Yeah, this is see if he's busy.
Okay, let's see. Brick appears to be available, and when you get over towards there, one of the guards tells you to wait a minute, and then eventually comes back out towards your group and says, "Alright, you can go speak to him."
Thank you. I'll head in.
Okay. You head inside, and there at his table, not his throne, Brick is puzzling over some items, and he sees you all approaching. He says, "Oh, how are we today?"
Cold.
A bit hungover. Just a wee hungover.
Been a bit of a tragic day, Brick.
Yes.
Yes, well, I've got quite a bit to work on, so if you'd make it quick.
Okay.
Just one question, really. Do you know anything about frost giants?
What kind of question is that? Why do you ask?
Oh, we have reason to believe there might be some in the mountain to the northeast.
I know there have been disappearances on the road out there, but this is the first talk that I hear of giants. Can't tell you that I know too much.
Well, specifically,
We just need to know if you know if they're good or bad.
Giants are like anyone. Talk to them right and things go well, you talk to them wrong, get hit. Except with a giant, it's more like squished.
Oh.
Honestly, though, every story that I've ever heard of them, they're a bit of an unruly bunch, kind of play by their own rules. There is a giant out there. Careful.
Alright.
Think twice about
And,
doing anything on behalf of Everwatch if it's a giant we're talking. I don't want some pissed off monstrosity coming to smash down the city walls.
Agreed. Let me tell you what we saw on the roads here.
And I'll quickly relate. That we were looking for this small band of people, found them torn up by wolves, and then saw the wolves head back towards the giant's call.
I've already paid the Hunter's Order to deal with those damn wolves.
They're still quite at large.
More worrisome is that they seem to be answering to these giants. Or this giant.
Giant wolves, giants. Well, I can tell you right now that I don't really have much help. Like I said, once winter goes, I can finally give you back some coin, and maybe that'll speed things along. Or maybe when winter's done, they'll...
We just thought you should be informed of it. That's mostly our purpose here.
I'll
Our
pass
second-
word on to the guard. Maybe they can stop travelers from leaving if they're not prepared. That kind of thing. Keep some bloodshed
least
from
give-
happening.
Please
That's
give
good.
a second warning to those that look like they're leaving. Do you know if Ness is in, by any chance?
Let's see if she is. Oh, you guys are pretty fortunate.
Yes.
He says, yeah, Nessa's here.
Alright.
Here, we met with her.
See if we can speak with her. Be in her usual study.
Good.
Alright. We'll be off and leave you to your work.
He gives you a nod as you turn around and go to leave.
Okay.
So, the four of you leave and you're going straight towards Nessa's?
Yeah.
Okay.
How
Yeah.
stressed was Brick? He seems stressed.
Roll insight for me. And since you're a dwarf, go ahead and do it with advantage.
Ah, yes. I was asking purely because I'm a dwarf.
That's a D12, I think.
Yeah, you
Is
can roll
it?
d12s,
Yeah, it looks
dude.
like one. Ah, I got this, man.
Nat 12.
At 12, it's basically a 20. Well, that's shit. That's a 13.
A 13. You're not sure why, but Brick definitely did seem stressed. And whatever he was looking at on his table, though you didn't get close enough to see, must have been something unfortunate or unpleasant. It's clear he has a lot on his mind.
As we've left, I just wanna... We need to find him some good ale. He's a king, needs to be good ale. But he needs it.
Get drink for the king. It's a new quest.
New quest accepted. Drink for the king. A drink for kings.
So, you eventually get towards Nessa's door, and the guards let you in, and beyond there you see her seated down at her desk. She kind of looks up as you're going to make your way in. She says, Ghostwatch, it's good to see you all again.
You too, Nessa. Have you
Have I
been?
actually met... Have I ever
It's
met
nice
this
to
person?
meet you. I've heard many good things. Quite the smart lady.
Well, we
It's a pleasure.
haven't met, but I've seen you. And, she
You've been
pauses for
watching.
a second before smiling at both Braxton and also Yuri before saying, "It was I that foresaw that you were in town and could stand to meet these fine gentlemen."
Yeah, but why was I put in a cell?
Oh, well, that wasn't me. The guard.
You were put in a cell. I was not. Took me
Why
right
do
to
you
the
get
king.
all the help? Alright, I see how it is, you noble bastard.
She giggles when you say this.
But you have powers beyond mere mortals, I assume. Are you the one who's brought all of the knowledge upon these this group of brutes?
Hey,
Hey!
that's rather rude. We have a priest, we have a
I mean
child.
it in a good way. Just
The
nothing wrong
only
with
brute
brutes.
we have in our group is the orc, and maybe myself.
I say it as a friend.
While they're all arguing about this, Jay just kind of like shrugs and agrees.
Certainly, you've come here with some questions. What do you have to ask? Perhaps I can help.
Well, I know you have some powers of foresight.
Well, what?
You can see things. I'm not sure how it works. There's a giant of some sort up near Twin Peak Mountains, I believe. That seem to be causing or are related to some trouble that we've been having with these giant wolves around here. They seem to be responding to his or their call. And going out there to check it out ourselves, we were hoping that we could perhaps take a look.
Let me see. As she pauses for a second, she looks over at a little storage container by her desk and turns back towards you and says, "Do me an errand. Something that I'll need for this.
Sure, what is it?
I need you to travel into town and purchase something for me."
I
The
nodded at
hardest
her to
quest
go
our
on.
group could get.
She hands you a small piece of paper that she scribbles a few things on. And there you see what looks like a very obscure shopping list. And it has ingredients on it that you don't understand, like plants that you've never seen, reagents that are completely strange. And she hands it over towards the group before saying, "There's a small gnome in town by the name of Ander. And I'd like you to go to his shop and purchase these things from him."
That sounds familiar.
We'd love to purchase them, but I think we're all strapped
We've got a
for
little bit of
cash, to
gold.
say the least.
But not much.
She waves a hand to one of the dragonborn guards that step up and place a hefty bag of gold in your hand, Irisfield. It's quite weighty, and as you look in, there's like roughly 100 to 200 gold coins.
I'll give her like a sharp nod.
I'd be like, okay. Well, I know the place. We'll return shortly.
And I'll see you all soon.
Wait, you can see things. You have foresight.
Yes, I have visions.
Is it possible you could find my brother?
Your brother?
My brother went missing. I came through a portal, ended up in some faraway place known as this place. We're not from here. We're not even from this continent or even this world, as far as I can tell.
There was something strange. I could see about finding your brother. Go ahead and get these ingredients for me and bring them back, and I will search for not only this frost giant, but brother as well. You'll have to give something up in order to.
Alright, I can do that. My brother's life is more important than anything I own.
She gives you all a nod.
Alright, we'll return.
Okay. So, leaving the room, you guys are gonna head and try and find Anders' shop.
Yeah, I'll go back to exactly where I remember it.
Okay.
Is it
Brooke and I've
Anders
been
where we
there
got the
before.
puzzle box from?
Yep,
First
Certainly
place?
is.
it sure is.
I mean, my character doesn't know that. In fact, my other character doesn't know that. But
Heading back through the town, you actually take the group off the beaten path, and soon Irisfield is leading you through some sort of seedy, low streets here.
where are all the good shops in the poor district?
Because they don't want to be bothered by the
Here you
Russians, I
find
guess?
there's an alleyway, and the alleyway is so cramped that, like, Rook has to kind of step to the side so he can, like, shimmy his way down the alley, and this goes towards a small red door at the back end. The door looks like it was pretty well sized for you there, Yuri, but the rest of the group, not so much. And perhaps Irisfield as well, I should mention.
So I'll head over to the door, and I forget. Last time, was it just open or did I knock?
I don't know. If you don't remember, then you
Okay.
don't remember.
Then I'll just go ahead and open it.
Okay.
And
The door is
Give it a
unlocked
shot.
as you step inside. And what time is it today? Let's see. It was early evening, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yes.
So as you go inside, the shop appears to still be open. And there is a gnome here who stands behind the counter. And he looks like he's a fairly eccentric fellow with hair that kind of goes off in different directions. And as you kind of step inside, he goes, "Oh, it's you!
Hi, Anders.
God, you're not bringing that thing back here, are you?"
It's gone. Gone, 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 gone.
It hasn't like shown up or anything while you were.
We went to the Temple of Bella when we got that thing exorcised. It's broken, gone. You can go see I think the altar is still cracked there.
A nod.
And it could still be out there.
No, it is gone. The priest confirmed it. Don't have to worry about the thing anymore.
Hey, you
Okay.
seem like a really jumpy gnome.
You can see he nervously plays with his fingers as he's there talking to Earsville, and then turns over to you, Yuri, and he says, "What do you mean? What do you mean?"
Hey, look at what you're doing with your fingers.
Well, you'd be jumpy too if you knew about the crazy stuff going on around here.
I just look at Yuri and like nod, like completely serious, and then put the bag of gold on the table.
I've heard a bunch of crazy things, so I don't know. Crazy is very normal as far as I can tell with this group.
Oh, that's also
This
true.
doesn't seem to bring Ander any comfort.
I'll go ahead and put the bag of gold down on the table,
Okay.
We're just here for some shopping.
and then I'll slide him the list that Nessa gave us.
Oh, weird. I didn't figure you folks would be buying any of this.
It's an errand for a friend.
He says, "Okay, I'll be right back." And then he takes the note and like jumps off, hopping over the counter and starts running down the long, winding way of his shop. You notice, those of you who have been here before, that Anders' shop is strange in that it's not like a proper room. It's actually an alleyway. The alleyway continues on and then kind of curves off to the side, and all of the items that are for sale in the alleyway are kind of left here on shelves that go through the alley. He disappears and eventually comes back with a large sack that he hands over to you, and kind of pushes that back towards you and puts the note inside.
While he was gone, I wanted to go. Does he still have that box of sparkle bags?
Oh, interesting. Let's see.
Sparkle bags.
No, he does not.
Ah, okay. Then I'll take the bag and.
Anders, do you still have those little sparkle bags?
Nope.
Told me a
No,
long
I
time
don't.
ago.
It's been tough getting anything in through here.
Oh, okay. I'll buy some more. Well, let me know if you get any more in. I'd love to come.
All right.
You
And,
could really use a beer. I'll bring you one next time, buddy.
No, I don't drink. I don't drink.
Yeah, sure. You really look like you could use one.
No, I'm fine. I'm okay. Just take this one and you guys have a good day.
You, Anders.
and I'll go ahead and head out, not wanting to bother the poor guy anymore.
Okay.
Obviously, we bring back bad memories.
Yes. So you guys leave and head back towards the castle with the supplies. Yes.
Hey, that gnome,
Yes.
he's a little shaken, a little crazy in the head, not right in his mind.
Do we know if he took the right amount of gold? Do you trust that gnome?
Did he even take the gold? I didn't actually notice.
He did.
I
Did he
trust
take
Nessa
all of it?
enough.
Did he take all the gold?
Yes. He did not give any change.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna trust Nessa enough that she's doing.
So
Okay.
head back to the castle.
When you
I wonder
deliver
what
the
I'm gonna
items
have
to
to give up.
Nessa, making your way inside, she seems very pleased and says, "Oh, good. It's very quick. Thank you."
The crazy
Anders
gnome you
is-
sent us to.
He's an old
Anders, a little
acquaintance
strange.
of
There was a incident a while back, and hasn't really been the same since.
I kind of like wince.
But in any case, at least he has the supplies we need. I shall see about this frost giant first, and then afterwards we'll look to find your brother. Would that be alright?
Yes.
Okay. So, we're gonna go and roll here and see what Nessa can find about this frost giant.
Come on, luck.
Okay, well that's a 3.
Ah, no.
She lays out an elaborate ritual. Some of the ingredients that she uses are from her own stores, and some from the bag that you've brought here. And the whole process takes about 10-15 minutes, and when it's finally done, you see a small rock that she's placed at the center cracks and breaks magically into a bunch of pieces, and she turns back, wincing for a second before looking at the group and saying, "Sorry, I can't find anything. It's giant."
Alright, thank you.
What about me brother?
She looks towards you and says, "I'll need a part of you to go searching for your brother. Mind parting with the f***s of your beard, or..."
Oh, honestly, I thought you were gonna ask me for a finger. I think I can live
No,
with a few
no.
hairs. I just yank out a few hairs.
Okay, you pull a few out, and she takes some, places them at the center here, over top of another one of these little rocks. Let's roll the dice.
Yeah, I was ready to just chop off a finger.
You need a 15 or higher to gain information about your brother. And
Come on. God's luck.
that's a 7.
Ah,
Damn.
The rock breaks again, and she says, "Sorry, something must be wrong. I can't seem to find anything about him."
Hey, well, back to square one, but that's where I was before this anyways.
Oh well. Thank you, Nessa.
Before you go, I will tell you that I do know a bit about the giants. If there's one out
good.
here, then it's probably been away from society for some time, and there's no way to know if she is better off or not for that. So keep that in mind.
Alright. Yeah.
Okay. Do you three
Okay.
head out? Do you force
Clearly, the giant is a cause of citizens being killed. What happens when no more travelers are on the roads and it's hungry?
Are you asking Nessa this?
Like a group question.
Okay.
We're definitely going to be checking into it. Planning on going up there is tomorrow, perhaps? Set out?
The real question is, do we go to it or wait till it comes to us?
Well, we don't want to wait till it comes to us, 'cause if it does,
Exactly.
it's gonna bring all of its wolves.
Precisely.
Self. We'll have to go see what's happening with it.
So are you headed out then?
We should. It's already pretty late. Let's head out in the morning.
Just sleep here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the Hunter's Launch. But I'll meet you guys at the gates.
is it closer for the south gate or the east gate for travel? Do you think?
What, to meet up?
No, for if we were going to head to the mountains,
Oh,
which gate would be closer?
the east.
Okay.
I'll meet you at the east gate in the morning. Unless you want to come by the lodge and have breakfast there.
That sounds good.
We'll meet you for breakfast. Ira, do you have any idea what the weather's going to be like
perhaps
tomorrow?
those brothers want to come. Maybe we ask them.
Ask.
Maybe
And,
someone else wants to come as well.
Yeah,
If they
I'll ask
truly are
around for a little
hunters, you would think.
I
I'll
don't know
go
if
ahead
I'd want to
and
go out into this weather. Seems rather horrid.
Well, it is what we do.
and I'll go ahead and druidcraft another little weather ball. See what's gonna go
Wait,
on
so
in the morning.
When they went out and found out about the giant, was I with them and we went out into the cold out of the middle of nowhere?
Yes.
Yep. You were ill, so
I know, but that still means I went out into the cold.
yes.
It was cold.
It was very cold.
It was very cold.
Cold enough to freeze a body solid that died 24 hours before we got to it.
Unfortunately, the weather looks like more of this morning for all of tomorrow.
Oh my. Well, it's gonna be bad tomorrow. We can still head out, but
It's going to be bad for a while, I get the feeling.
could be, yes.
Who knows? Maybe we'll go to sleep and wake up and tomorrow it'll be spring.
Or the
It
giant
is
is
possible.
attacking the town.
That's also possible.
You'll learn to
We
look at
can't get
things
there
on the
tonight.
bright side with us, Braxton.
Oh, I look on the bright side. I was just offering an opposite view.
Hopefully it is not so. Will be tomorrow in the morning. Or at most a few days past. We'll find out.
Alright, well, if Ira's leaving for the lodge, I'll probably go crash in the temple then.
Okay.
You said we had a place here, right? Can you show
Oh
me
yeah,
that?
I'll show you. I'll show Braxton and Yuri to where our beds are
Sure.
that
Yeah, I'll
I've
go with
never
them for
used.
that.
Okay. Yeah, there's a little space in the guards' barracks here where apparently beds are reserved for your group.
Yes.
Hey, we have beds here in a barracks, but we don't have a house.
In time.
Yes.
Hey, you're a strange lot.
Oh, there is something else I wanted to do. Would you guys want to meet a dragon?
Oh yeah, we
what?
can go talk to Gray.
I don't know if I want to meet the dragon. That
I would
sounds awful.
love to meet a dragon. As long as it's nice, of course.
Well,
He is pretty cool.
let's rush off because it's getting rather late. He might not be here today. We might have to come back tomorrow morning. But I've heard that
lives in
he's
the
in
town?
We
I
just
could have
asked
seen a
about
dragon.
he can turn into a person.
Yeah.
Braxton.
Oh, wow. Well then.
So I'll like rush off to the library.
Oh.
Yep.
See if
I'll
he's
go along
there.
with that.
So there is a room where the most of the city's records are kept. It's a bit of an archive, but so too other books can be passed by this door once or twice while wandering through the castle, and find your group there in front of these doors beyond which the archive must be. What do you want to do?
Does this look like a room that you have to have like permission to enter, or can I just walk in?
There are two guards who are standing outside of the door, but as you approach, one of them just nods, like seemingly knowing who you are.
I'll stop and ask them. Do you know if Gray's in?
One of them nods and goes, "Hi, he's been reading all day."
Thank you. Then I'll just go in.
Okay. As you wander in, the archives are shaped semicircle of just like all these book racks and scrolls here and there. And there's a couple of tables here and there with chairs around them, but it's empty. There's nobody here, except for two figures, one of which looks like he's wearing a set of robes and is kind of dutifully moving scrolls from one place to another, and the other is Gray, who is seated there back at the table.
I'll point to him. elbow Braxton and say,
That's him. That's the
not what you expected a dragon to look like, is it?
No. Not
See
as
what-
well as...
It looks like a fairly tall man. He's probably like 6'5", something like that, and he has very gaunt features, like he hasn't eaten much. And there is a bit of gray that can be seen in his otherwise short hair as he kind of just like plunders through all these books. He has a very keen gaze that he casts on all the items he's staring at.
Does he have his rings on?
Indeed, he does. He has a single, like on his left hand, he has a group of 5 rings.
I'll start heading over towards him.
I don't want to
Quietly.
interrupt him reading.
We'll be okay. If we're being rude, he'll dismiss us. I'm pretty sure.
As you make your way over, Gray looks up from his studies. He says, "Oh, hello.
Hi, Gray.
Been some
How have you
time.
been?
How have you been doing?
Good. I guess I could take a break." He kind of closes one of the tomes and pushes it over, and it looks like he has like a stack of books that he's like currently going through, and then a stack of books that he's finished on the other side of the desk, and the finished one is like huge. And he kind of turns towards you and he says, "Come, sit, I guess." Seems
How
I'm the
long have
only
you
one
been reading,
that visits
Gray?
the archives much. A few days.
Without stopping?
Well, I do eat.
That's good. Do you sleep?
Occasion.
Gray,
I
I
can
have...
understand.
I must confess, Jay, since you've all rescued me, I guess we could say, been feeling like there's so much to learn about the world. I can't turn myself away.
Don't blame you one bit. During your research, you didn't come across any mention of giants by any chance, did you?
Giants? Oh. Yeah, he looks over at his stack of books here, and then he turns back to you and he says, "I might know a thing or two. Why?"
Well, as I'm sure you know, it's quite wintry outside, and
It's dreadful.
travelers recently have been attacked by wolves that we just recently found out are in the service of some sort of giant that is in the Spall Peak Mountains.
Troublesome.
So, yes, it's making travel and therefore supplying the town quite irksome.
Well, I
That
have
was-
read a little bit about them. There is a couple of excerpts in here about giant society, though most of it is just guesswork. But I could tell you what I've read.
Is there anything in particular about giants that have been outside of society for some time? Loners or hermits amongst the
happened?
giants.
It usually means bad news for any of the towns nearby.
What I'm afraid of.
Giant society, it's not uncommon to have a multitude of elven, dwarven slaves, and they keep great beasts as pets as well. So, as wolves responded, then likely a flock of some giant.
I think if the travelers stop using the roads, you'll turn to the cities for food next.
Perhaps, it's hard to say. I know that the giants fancy their hunts quite a bit. So, perhaps they would attack the city? It's tough to say. Really, I wish I could give you more info. Most of the records here, and you see that Ray kind of looks over his shoulder and stares at these great archives around him and kind of turns back and says, "Most of this is just history of the city. It's very dry, in fact."
Be expected from histories. There are certainly momentous events. Yeah. The actual acts are. Seems like the flavor is lost in the text.
Yes.
By the By the way, Gray, I meant to introduce, these are our new allies, Yuri and Braxton.
I'll step up. Braxton. Pleasure.
I-
You're a dragon.
I'm just.
Shh. He holds a finger to his mouth and shushes you as you say that.
I'll look over to the other figure.
Yeah.
I see. Great. I don't know the extent of what's happened, but I'm under the information that you owe this lot here a favor? Is that correct?
Yes. I know
And
that you would tell everybody about this.
Oh,
I guess
no.
if you're traveling with
They
them,
don't-
that makes
they don't
sense. And he gives like a pointed look at Jay and Irisville.
no, I've only heard of it once, and they do not talk about it. Don't worry about that. But
Once
this
is all
whole
it takes sometimes.
well,
Hey, me lips are sealed. I don't. I just play my prayer and walk out.
if this whole giant business truly means danger for the towns nearby, is it in your interest to dispatch of this giant?
He pauses for a great deal of time, tapping his fingers on his table here before turning back to you and he says no. And he says it very coldly.
Do you mind if I ask why?
It's none of my business.
Not as of now, but if the giant comes to this doorstep and threatens the lives of everyone here, will it then become your business?
Anytime someone threatens my life, it suddenly becomes my business, but I don't see any giants about. The last thing that I'd want to do is involve myself in the affairs of people that I'm still barely getting to know. Your friends, Braxton, are people that I'm in debt to, and for returning some very precious items to me, I do owe them a great deal. Life, in a way, but at the same time, I'm to crusade out against this giant, if that's what you're asking.
It's not my place to ask. And I'll step back.
It's not your place to ask, but you just asked.
Nor would we be
I brought
asking.
it up. I didn't ask.
No, I was not saying that in character. My characters walked outside the room.
Don't ask
He
unless
turns
it
back
becomes
towards you.
dire.
He says, Jay Irisville. Rook. He kind of looks over as Rook is like clearly just beside himself with illness. And he turns back, he says, if you choose this to be the act that I do to repay you, then I will. But I will say that I'm pleased about it, especially given that I'm the nature of this giant.
We would not ask you to do something without first knowing what all it is we're getting involved in.
Good.
We go check this out next day, depending on the weather.
Tell you what, I spend most of my time here. Sometimes wander through the city. Things aren't too bad. Come back and tell me what happens.
Of course.
You are still my friends, and I don't mean to seem like I'm uncaring. I just have a lot on my.
Of course.
Understandably.
I apologize for sharing the nature of our acquaintance with these people, but
He holds out a
There.
finger to you, Jay, and motions for you to come closer towards him.
I step up.
He brings his mouth over to your ear and whispers there, and the words he whispers are so cold it feels like your ear is going to just freeze off and hit the ground as a piece of ice. And he says, "Stop telling people I'm a dragon."
I only told them because Nessa assured us that they are great souls and meant to be with our party. Like
Keep it to
information.
them, please.
I will.
Okay, he lets go of you.
I step back, like, shaking. Like legitimately just like... Thank you for your time, Gray. We'll let you know what we find. And I walk out of the room after Yuri.
He gives a nod while still looking at the group. One of his hands reaches over and starts to unpeel back that book he was in just a moment ago.
I meant
I kinda
no
like-
disrespect. It was a pleasure. I'll bow and leave.
Okay.
Kind of like
I
watch
should probably
everybody
tell
as they.
me as a character that I'm not supposed to say anything about this because I'm just going left and right saying you're all crazy.
Okay.
I kind of like watch
Like I'm
the
sure
party
I've
as
said
they
it like a
leave.
dozen times out in public now.
Oh jeez.
Okay, so everyone's leaving, but Iri, you're gonna stay here for
Yep.
a second?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll turn back to Gray and.
Yeah, he looks at you here. He's like on his page ready to start reading again, but he continues staring at you since you've stayed.
Is there anything you need from us? If I'd like to be friends, and I don't want you to feel that you're just indebted to us. It's
He looks around the room and looks back to you and he says, "How about you bring me a good book for starters?"
all right. I can.
And then he chuckles a bit and says, "Thank you."
I'll nod at him.
Did I hear him ask about the book?
You guys are over at the door. Go ahead and roll perception. Let's see what you
I
get,
have
Braxton.
have a random lore book that's never going to be good for anything.
Oh shoot!
So I can
Seriously.
just give it.
Roll
something.
high, roll high.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, you certainly hear that. Yeah, and it's like you're like mid-stride when you kind of pause for a second.
Mid stride, I like do a 180 turn, foot in the air. I'm like, great, you asking for a book? I have one on my person. It's a bit interesting.
He looks over your shoulder, the ears fill at Braxton, and then looks towards you, ears fill, like, And,
I just
Well-
shrugged.
Don't answer. Here, I'll just leave it at the corner here. If you want, it's all yours.
he takes it for a moment and flips to, like, the first page, and then he smiles, and he looks up, and he says, "Pleasant gift. I think we'll get along just fine. Thank you."
Wonderful. Have a good afternoon.
Okay.
I knew it'd come in useful for something.
I got a use for the lore book finally.
Yeah!
The
Books!
useless
Fuck
item
yeah!
that I've never-
Reading!
And Will learned what it's like to not piss off a super powerful NPC.
we did a total 180 with
To make a
Wizards
friends
here.
thing feels weird. I don't know about this.
the bad character
I'm not
was
making
making
any
friends,
friends
the
here.
good character was making enemies. You know, it's just how it works.
I still have a long-term metagaming grudge against this character, so yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So,
I'll just nod at Gray and be like,
My pure and
Enjoy.
innocent Pierce was killed by this character. The fuck?
We'll let you know what happens when we get back.
good,
I
please
don't know
do.
how long with us, but we'll let you know.
Alright, so all of you are now outside of the archive and still in the castle. What do you guys want to do? It is late in the day. Back when you were at Anders' shop, it was but early evening, and now that you've come back and everything, people have probably eaten and are likely thinking about going to bed.
well,
How much longer
food's
do you have
already
in the
been
night?
had.
Could I have stayed in there and like read the old books Gray was reading?
Possibly. I don't know if you'd do that, but yeah, you could.
Well,
if
I
you
am a
want.
wizard who likes reading, so
Sure. I mean, there's
why not?
a few hours before you'll be like, yawning all the time.
Great, we're doing nothing for the rest of the night. Can I just sit over in the corner here? I won't bother you.
I'm just gonna sit over in that corner and watch you.
No,
Shrugs
no,
and
I-
says, "It's not my archive." Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. What do you
I'll
find?
be-
What do you go to read? Are you searching for something, or are you just gonna pull like a random scroll off of the rack, or what?
Is there anything about... That's a good question. I mean, I'm very curious about this warm city. Is there anything about like weird magic or gods that make things warm? I don't know.
Interesting. Weird magic or gods that make things warm. Make an intelligence check for me.
That sentence wasn't very intelligent,
You're-
but maybe the dice
No.
will be.
Your luck is good, but
Oh, that's 18.
okay.
No, 16. Not plus 5.
You find a book on the Red Queen. It is clearly
I hate
about
the
a
Red
god. The Red Queen, you know, is the one that rules over the elements and holds sway over their great arcane power. This seems to be a book not like a religious text about her and her exploits, all that, but instead an objective look from a scholar who has spent a good deal of his life investigating her and has written down some of his notes. The book appears to be incomplete, but it does have some interesting info, and you can read through that through the night if you'd like.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's see here. The rest of you are going to your different spots: the Order, the Temple, and the Barracks. Yes?
I don't know where I'm going.
I probably would try and catch up with Yuri, since, like he said, I've heard him mention that we know dragons, like the several NPCs. So I will catch up with Yuri if possible and tell him not to mention that in the future.
You guys are the best at secrets.
You know it.
Let's write down
Ghost-
a note and leave it here.
Ghostwatch, the secret organization
Yeah.
that can't
Hey.
keep a secret.
Did not mention
Ghost
Everwatch or
Watch.
anything about us working for them, so it was fine.
Right,
You
okay,
didn't.
okay.
Hello, we're
You
Ghostwatch. Nice to
didn't.
meet
I
you.
didn't.
Pretty sure Rook
I'm
did.
good at secrets.
Pretty sure somebody mentioned it like 50,000 times.
Probably. I'm gonna go do something a little bit different than so they're all heading out on I'll start heading towards the Hunter's Lodge, and then I'm actually gonna go ahead and head outside the city to
Interesting.
the shrine that I have out there, the little Tilba shrine that I
Okay.
built. See if it's still there.
Sure. Heading out towards there. The weather has been quite horrible, but just kind of snowed in. Your altar is still there.
Okay. I'll go ahead and dig it out, and make sure it's properly kept up, and then say a couple prayers for the morrow, for strength and the ability to withstand the cold of travel, and if it does come to combat, the fervor that I know she rules over.
Sure. Go ahead and roll for me a wisdom check.
I need gold.
Oh,
Really
that is
badly.
a 19.
Okay. You go ahead and say your prayers, and afterwards stand away feeling much better about your whole situation and feeling confident about the next day.
Cool. I'll go ahead and head to the Hunter's Lodge, and well, I guess Rook went back to the barracks or somewhere else.
If you bring Rook with you to the Hunter's Lodge, he'll go there. If you just let him be, he will go and sleep in the barracks.
Okay, I would have taken him to the Hunter's Lodge then, and
Okay.
then headed outside the city.
Yeah, he kind of follows your guys' lead, so if you take him there, he'll go with you.
Okay.
So, does anybody have any business before sleeping tonight?
Various questions.
Yes.
One, we need to find out if our trial for the Hunter's Order is available yet.
Interesting.
Two, I need money. And three, I need money so I can buy ale.
Well, I don't know.
So I'm gonna follow. I guess Eero went off and did. No, I left early. So did Jay ever catch up with me?
Sure, yeah.
Alright, well, Jay, go ahead.
Yuri, I've heard you mention to a few people around town that we know a dragon. Ask that we don't tell people. So maybe.
Hey, so you don't want me to tell them that you're crazy? Because you're crazy. All of you are crazy.
I mean, you could still call us crazy because I agree we're absolutely insane. But just leave the bit
Absolute
about the
madman.
dragon out.
What dragon? I've already blocked that from my mind. I don't even want to think about it. Moving on.
Thank you. And then I'll just go to the temple.
Okay, sure.
Where he's just heading, not leaving me. You come here and you don't even
Oh!
walk with me. You
Hey,
just run off by
Yuri.
yourself like I'm not
Yuri.
even important.
Yuri, if you want to come to the temple with me, you're welcome to stay there. I know that you have your own god, but if you want to come, get some prayers in before whatever we're about to do tomorrow involving possibly a giant, you're welcome to come to the temple. But there won't be any ale there.
Won't be any ale at the temple. Hey,
Temple
it's
sucks
just
shit.
a weird bunch
It
of
is-
priests.
It is
Where's
free,
the wine?
though.
Free?
You
I
can sleep
really
there
don't have
for
very
free.
much money now, do I? Is it warm?
Lucian, was it warm? I mean,
Yep.
I know you said they had a lot of torture. Yeah, it's pretty warm.
Is it warmer than it is in here?
I have no idea. How warm was it in the temple compared to the barracks?
In the barracks, it's a bit warmer. There's more bodies and there's a fire nearby.
Barracks is a little bit warmer.
Alright, I'm going to the barracks.
Alright, I'll see you in the morning.
Okay. Everybody gets a long rest. Wake the next day feeling good, though beyond your windows you do see Earsville's predictions, and there they are in full force. Heavy snowstorm blows in once again, covering everything, and the ground has 3 feet of snow.
Okay, breakfast time.
Okay, so you go quickly to prepare food and get everything set up. Meanwhile, off in the barracks, you start to wake. And in the temple, Jay, you turn over and start to get up from behind the benches. Braxton, spend a night reading. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check, and let's see how much you manage to absorb. You're also muted.
Another 16.
Okay, 16. Alright. You managed to get through a fair amount of the book, and I want you to go ahead and keep track of this in your inventory page. Write down Scholar's view of the Red Queen, and then put...
Got it.
What's that?
Yep, okay.
And then put 16% complete. And every night that you spend reading this, you will complete some more of it, and when you finally finish it, I will give you a bunch of tidbits on the Red Queen.
Cool.
Okay. So, you read that for a few hours and then turn into the barracks here, and so you're waking up alongside Yuri in the warm room here. There's a bunch of guards around you. They all seem to pay little notice to you, and if they do kind of bump into you, they respectfully acknowledge that you're a part of Ghostwatch, which is apparently a group that garners some respect around here. And otherwise, they just kind of, get ready for the day, put on their helmets and their chainmail and everything, head out. So, we'll start with the barracks. What do you two want to do?
I want to head to the Hunter's Lodge.
Okay.
Through the cold, through the sadness.
You going with them, Braxton?
I would.
Okay.
I heard there's breakfast. I'm
Two of
hungry.
you go over there. There is breakfast. Jay, how about you? Are you going to go for the lodge?
Yeah, I'll grab a breakfast.
Okay. And
A
Irisville,
breakfast.
you're cooking said breakfast, yes?
Yes,
Okay.
I will attempt to do something again with these rations.
Sure.
Wait.
Make for me another luck roll.
Come on, luck!
Do it, baby.
I believe.
Yeah.
Oh yes!
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Irisville, you're not proficient in cooking tools, are you?
Oh yes,
Okay. So, at this point,
certainly am.
I will allow you to automatically take a 15 on any cooking-related check that you want to take if you don't feel comfortable rolling.
Oh
So you can write that onto your sheet there. You're become
Oh,
reliable
man.
enough that in the event that you want to cook and you don't want to risk it to the dice and be adventurous in your cooking, you're actually good enough that you can just take a 15 if you choose. With, that's after
Jesus.
modifiers and everything.
Ain't no slouch.
Got 20 sessions to go, and I'll be that good at blacksmithing. I just
That's
keep blacksmithing every
amazing.
day.
So it's just like I can just take not dice roll 15, but like the number comes up to 15.
The number
To be
comes up
as
as
if-
15 after all your mods and everything.
Got it. So it'd be as if I
An
rolled
end
10.
result 15, yeah.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so you cook up this breakfast for everybody, and you're using very basic ingredients, but you manage to turn rations into something pretty decent, and everybody filters in. The rest of your group, Rook wakes up, he eats while sick there at the table. What are you guys gonna do?
I want to eat, but I also want to fiddle with my smith's kit and see if I can get this Winterwolf tooth attached to my axe.
Okay.
At like the top of the pole.
Winterwolf attached to the axe.
Yes.
Do you have twine?
Do I have twine? No.
No. Okay. So looking at this, you know it's possible, but you certainly don't think that you have the needed materials to do so.
Hey, well, I'm poor. I do have, like... I have rope. That's pretty much it.
You have rope. Okay.
I have rope.
Go ahead and make for me a check with either of your tools, please, but it'll be a dexterity modifier this time instead of strength.
Dexterity
slam it on
modifier
there.
instead of strength. What do you mean by either of my tools?
So you would get +2 to that, right? So just take a
If
+2.
I use... Well, like, I don't have proficiency with smith's tools. What I'm saying?
Yeah, but you have carpentry and metalwork, don't you?
I have carpentry and masonry.
Masonry, yeah. So go ahead and just add a +2 and your dex mod.
Okay. Ah, nice. That is a 19.
Okay. You can trade 5 feet of, or sorry, not 5 feet, a foot of your rope, and turn that into the twine necessary to attach this tooth. And it'll take you some time. You eat rather quickly and then just get to crafts, and you can manage to affix a wolf's tooth at the end of your axe here.
Nice. I'm assuming no stat change because it's just a fucking tooth.
Yes. It just looks
Almost-
more badass, and everybody knows that's
Almost
more important.
shitty special great axe.
Okay. So brainstorm away. You're all there eating breakfast. What do you want to do with your day? It's very ugly outside.
I don't know,
Well-
man. White is a good color.
I mean,
Kinda.
I want to go
rough out
find
there.
out what the giant is up to, but I don't want to see a giant.
It's gonna be like this all day. We want to head out in this? We can.
Why
I
don't
need
we
money.
hunt down some wolves? That was fun.
I really think I need some coin. Maybe go hunt more wolves.
Yeah, get some pelts.
We're
Like,
going to the same
as it is,
place.
I have 5 silver in my pocket, and 5 silver will get me a night's rest at a tavern and about 6 ales. That's not enough ale, lass.
It's just not.
Not enough. What all the ale I need? I could get by with maybe 2 days. 2 days of suffering on 6 ales. Not ideal at all.
We're in the
But
Hunters Guild right
we
now,
could go
right?
get money,
You
and I
are.
can buy
Yeah.
all the ale I want.
Like in the front room.
I take like a fork in my like cup and kind of like stand up, like clink it, and be like, "Oh, are there people around? We're not just alone." Because that's
No, there are a few people.
yeah. I'll clink and be like, "My
Speaking
friends
of
of the
which-
Hunters Order," addressing everyone. "We're going out to
God.
hunt some wolves. Would anyone care to join us?"
Oh god. Oh god.
I kind of like put
It's
one.
clear
one
that your
hand
group
to-
has now grabbed everyone's attention.
I've
And
got like one hand to my head, like
These
This
fine
weather?
hunters down here are leading a troop
Alright,
to the
alright.
White Wolves. Who wants to join us?
a couple
I
of people look
just-
annoyed, and some look inspired, and a few look at Irisfeel and how ashamed she looks. And I would like you to go ahead and make a performance check, please, Braxton.
Be persuasion.
No, but I think that persuasion might be around the corner. 11.
13.
13. Okay. Some people just straight up turn away. They're not interested. But
Yeah,
others
I don't
continue
want. I
listening.
don't want them.
You don't want them. Alright, it's fine. But a few are still listening. You see, there's maybe about 3 out of the 5 people here in the room are still paying attention to what you're saying. And one of them calls out and says, "Well, what's in it for us?"
Well, those wolf pelts run 3 gold piece each. That's correct. Everyone will be getting a split. So there's gold in it for you, and the experience of hunting.
Alright. How noticeably embarrassed is Eurysfield?
I don't know, how
Fairly.
noticeably.
Like
Very
it's
embarrassed.
her face is a little bit red, and like it's obvious that like she thinks this is kind of a bad idea that we would be heading out today in this weather, and is a little bit embarrassed associated with this rather loud spoken non-member of the Hunters Order.
Right.
Right. I want to
Fake it
have
till
my
you make
axe
it, baby.
ready.
Fake
I want
it
to
till
have
you make it.
stood up and have my axe out now that I've finished putting the tooth on it.
Okay, you're standing there with your axe out, and people stop to see how this plays out.
I'm gonna let him keep talking if he's gonna keep talking. I want to be standing behind him, like he doesn't know I'm there from what I'm doing.
He's gonna hit me with his axe?
You keep talking, I'm gonna hit you with my axe on the blunt side.
I said my spiel. Money, experience, a fun hunt. A fun hunt.
You see somebody comes over towards you, a familiar face, one of the brothers from the other day, who comes over towards your side of the table, and not sitting down with you all, but standing there. He looks at you saying, "You guys sure about this? Look at it out there. Couldn't make heads or tails. My bow wouldn't be any use until the
Is it worse or better than yesterday?
It
Worse.
is pretty bad.
I'm not feeling too up to it. The snow's kind of thick right now. It was
Oh,
just a
well, if you would have
suggestion on
told me
something
it's
to
like
do.
not a chance fighting in this, that might have changed what I did. But I figured it was, doable to do something.
In melee combat, maybe.
You're a wizard.
We should
I'm the only melee
postpone
combatant
this
unless
till
Ear
tomorrow.
turns into a fucking wolf.
I'll go
Jada
ahead
says 2
and
damage.
since Druidcraft can do the next 24 hours of weather, I'll kind of see what's going to be going on for tomorrow morning.
Right. It seems to continue on through the whole thing.
Weather's
Must have
gonna
rolled
keep going.
really low for weather.
Yeah, like a 2, I think, or something.
I rolled a 3. Yeah, it's not good.
Oh god.
The snowstorm is going to continue on into the next day, and you can tell from your druidic magic that this is the case.
Braxton,
You see this brother here, he finishes this piece before Dr. Braxton and says, "Look, Eurysfield, if you're headed out there, good luck." And he kind of grits his teeth and says, "But there's no way I'm heading out." He kinda
If the
just,
weather
pats you on
was
the back
bad,
then
and I
goes out the
realized
door.
that, I would have made the speech for when the weather clears, we're doing this.
Okay.
If
I still
I
wanna
had
smack
known
him.
the weather was bad.
If you start to correct yourself and alter your speech after already saying this,
No,
I
I
am
mean,
smacking you.
at the beginning, I would have known the weather was too bad. I just didn't
Well,
know
I
that.
mentioned it.
No,
It's
but
true.
what's done is done. I'm just saying, like, from this point on, you've already given your speech. If you do give the speech and continue, like, but when the weather's I'm gonna smack you on the side of the head.
Oh yeah, I mean, I want people to join us for the hunt, so yeah.
So he's gonna do it.
Braxton, we need to wait until the weather clears.
That's part of the speech. I'm saying we're waiting.
Hey.
Then let's
Do I
take it
roll?
easy for a while, and we'll see what comes.
I don't want to go today, Ira. Don't worry.
Do I roll
Good.
for an attack?
I mean, if you want to hit him. But he seems pretty reasonable.
Wow.
All right.
Hmm.
Let's give it some time. Tomorrow morning at least is gonna be just as bad. To wait this one out. We can head out and leave.
Yeah, just when it clears up. Why is that so ridiculous?
I'll ask around. See if I can get anybody who wants to come with us. Get a group together.
I don't know if we want a
But
group on like table talk. Do we actually want a group? Because then we're splitting up money.
True.
There's got to be, juicy morsels for the giant, right?
Look, you guys were scared to fight him by ourselves, so
Paul-
I'm trying to play off that.
I'm gonna at this point when we're all kind of talking, Jay is gonna pipe in and say, I don't know if this is necessarily a fight that we wanna fight. We might wanna just scout it out and get information and give it to Gray. See what he thinks we should do. because I don't know about you guys, but after the fight with the dragon, I'm kind of a little bit nervous about charging full force into
I
a
just don't think it's something we
fight
can
with
scout.
a giant.
Wolves are going to run us down if we go to scout.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Rook's sick. It'd be
God
very
damn it,
difficult
Uchi.
to fight them off.
Right.
God damn it, Uchi.
dang. Totally screwing all our plans.
God damn it, Uji.
Um,
I mean, I'm
I'd
perfectly
say
happy sitting in the library all day, but I thought this was your guys' thing.
I just like I look at the weather outside, and it's just like see like 20 feet ahead of you. Snow's coming down. The wind's howling. It's cold as hell.
It's not pleasant.
it is, but nobody wants to be outside in this.
How much? What do I need to insulate my crate so they could crawl in my crate when it's really cold?
Probably a couple gold pieces worth of blankets
Uh huh.
and some nails to kind of secure them. Should
Yes.
also wash it out because it had like bloody pelts in there.
Oh
You
yeah,
did
no.
that already.
Okay, let me do that now. No, I thought I did that. I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
did that.
You
Pretty
mentioned
sure that
it.
was like the first thing I did, like after we got the shit out of it.
Okay, yeah, you're all
Well-
good.
If we don't want to leave, we can simply try to fortify the town. How about that?
Fortify the town.
For the inevitable, when the wolves get hungry and there's nothing left to eat out there.
Well, I'm not sure what else we can.
And there is nothing else to do.
Exactly. Why we have guards. The city is already fortified. It's been in a state of high alert for a long time. I don't think,
I figured it out. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn the crate into a mobile fortress.
One could say dwarven.
Yes. It's
All
just,
you
I
need
know,
is a
eventually
fire
it's just gonna
trap.
keep. I'm gonna add a story to it, another crate on top. We're gonna add wheels to it. We're gonna put some cannons in it.
Give it sentience and magical power.
Uh huh.
Oh my god.
Give it legs. Dwarven dreadnought.
Fury of the Iron Fortress.
Well, then I'm going back to the library to read. You guys can think of a plan. I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
wait out the weather. Really?
So are you gonna wait till the next day?
I really just want a house. How much
You're
does
gonna
land
steal a
cost?
house?
How much does land cost?
How much does
Can I go
land
like
cost?
look around and see if like there are any sales signs for houses?
Interesting. Sure. I mean, you can do that during the day if you'd like.
Didn't a
I just
lot
wanna
of people
see, like,
just die? There's
prices.
probably some like free houses.
Yeah,
just...
I mean, it's bad weather. Maybe people
Yeah.
moved.
I just want to see prices.
Sure. Okay.
My main
let's see.
thing.
Go ahead and make for me a insight roll.
That didn't make it over the fence. 16.
Okay. You wander around and you do manage to find a house outside. Now, at this point, I should clarify, everyone has kind of gone to do their separate business. Braxton,
Yeah.
you're going to the archives.
Damn right.
Yuri, you're looking for houses. Irisfield and Jay, what are you guys doing?
What? Let's see. I'll stay in the hunter's order and kind of cook for everybody,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna head to the castle and maybe do a little bit of training and then help out with the cook there.
Okay.
Try to learn a little bit more.
Sure. So there is a there is a house here, and you can see it has a for sale sign on it. And the house itself, let's roll to see kind of what condition it's in. Okay. The house is rather nice, and you would gather that this was probably a middle income residence, somewhere between like where the market district can be found and where like the higher end of the city is. So it's in decent shape. And for this house and the land, the price that is being asked is fairly hefty. you see that they're looking for 10,000 gold.
Alright, moving on. I am even being offered that by the king. I want to look for shitty houses.
Shitty houses. Okay, so you're gonna go in the poor district?
Actually, okay. Can I look more for like, okay, maybe not a house, but land itself. How much does land cost?
Ah. Well, all the land here in the city is pretty much packed and taken. There isn't really, like, empty lots or anything like that. You could go outside of the city and look around there, and you can see that out in Everwatch there are, like, the occasional, like, farmland set up, where there's a barn and fields, although now it's snowed in. So you could look out there if you wanted.
Good. How am I feeling cold-wise?
Feeling cold.
Feeling cold. So I'm feeling too cold to leave the city.
You're feeling like it would be unpleasant.
Alright, I'll go take a short look, and when it starts to get to me, I'm gonna head back.
Okay. Out there, you don't seem to find any land for sale, unfortunately. Blustering around here, you step outside and look out, and you see snow blowing around. There's like little dirt paths that you're following to get to these farm residences, and you get only a little bit out there before you just feel like you have to turn back.
Alright, turning back.
Okay.
Well, that was a journey. A 10,000 house. Pretty nice. Could probably get a forge there if we had 10,000. Can we just go, like, plunder some sunken treasure or something? Go kill a kraken.
Meanwhile, go ahead and make for me 2 intelligence checks there, please, Braxton, since you're going to spend the whole day reading this book.
I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back.
One's a 6, one's a 5.
Okay, so add another 11% to that. So you're having kind of trouble concentrating when you get back here to read the book, but you know you do spend quite a while going through it. And meanwhile, you guys wait out, and unless there's anything else for the day, we'll go into the next one.
Yep, just helping out the cook.
Is there anything at the temple? Like, he said they're pretty good on supplies, but is there anything he needs help with?
It doesn't seem like it, and occasionally you see that they have services which are held throughout the day. It's not usual for you to be here through, the entirety of the day. You normally show up and sleep here, and that's about it. But during the day, they do have services where people come in and sit down to say their prayers and things like that, and so you actually get to be present for those, which is nice. And you say prayers with the common folk as they come into the temple and alongside the priests and everything.
I'll spend like half of my 90% of the day there, and then maybe an hour of the day or a couple hours of the day. When it's looking like a little bit less awful, like I know it's gonna be pretty much awful all day, but when it looks like I could maybe find people walking about outside, like maybe midday or something, I'll ask around and see if there's anybody in town who's interested in learning about the church and just talk to them. Not pestering anyone, if they look like they're going about their business, I'll leave them be, but if I see anybody who wants to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
While out there's not a lot of traffic, but you do bump into somebody who seems receptive to words and has some time on their hands, and by the end of it, you have them stepping into the temple to actually participate in this. And they seem to have kind of enjoyed it. You have a way with words, and the teachings of the temple you're able to give in great detail, and it seems to have won them over.
That I'll just spend the rest of the day helping out any way I can.
All right, everybody sleeps into the next day.
Before that ends, yep. I was actually gonna go over to their temple and go talk to the priests.
Sure, yeah.
And just say, I know Bella's the god of healing and generosity. Do you guys have any extra food or know anyone that needs it?
You're asking if they have extra food.
But if they give out food to people, or know people that need food,
One of the priests tells you, yes, we do supply food for the needy when we can. It all depends on what donations the church has received.
Well, I can't give you gold. I can give you these.
And I'll give him the 30 good berries that I had.
Oh, okay. He nods and seems to know what it is, and he smiles as he takes those from you, placing them in a bag. And he asks you, when were these created?
Last night.
I'll be swift.
Of
Thank you.
very much. Of course.
And then I'll go back to the castle and help cook and stuff.
Okay. You all wake the next day, and let's see here. Irisville, your snowstorm continues, but it only does so for a little bit, and as you're getting up to cook breakfast and everything, it starts to dissipate, and a clearness starts to come about. You can see out beyond the window now, and snow isn't blowing everywhere, though there is still 3 feet of snow left throughout the streets.
I'll just, knowing that the party's probably gonna come to the Hunter's Lodge, I'll wait for them to show up and just have food ready.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you go ahead and cook. And are the rest of you gonna go and meet up here?
Just for the breakfast.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Okay. So, the 4 of you are here, and Rook is still sick, but all of you managed to get a nice breakfast, and you have your day laid out in front of you. And finally, it seems as though the snowstorm has left, so you might be able to actually do something outside.
Well, now's the decision.
Is
Do
today
we
the
want
day?
people? Do we want people to come with us?
Nay.
You let me know.
We saw a half dozen of those wolves. While I know we can handle ourselves, it would be a tough fight. That many.
It might be
Okay.
a good idea to bring some along.
I'll go ask Morgan and his brother if they'd like to come.
And I'll go ahead and get up and head back to the back and see if I can find the 2 brothers.
Let's roll luck for you.
Ira, before you go,
Yes.
make sure that you tell them we could be getting into more danger than last time. I don't want anything to happen to anyone on our watch
I'll be transparent.
that isn't ready.
Towards the back end, you can see that indeed Morgan and Modgrim are seated there. They're both chit-chatting with one another about something. And they see you approach and stop their chat as one of them looks over and goes, "Oh, hey."
Hello, you two. We are going to head out today as the weather's clearing up. If you'd like to come with us. Wolves.
The 2 brothers look at one another, and then I would like you to roll a persuasion check, please.
Alright. Trying to convince them, but that's a 5.
Okay.
Like they have other things going on today.
Yeah, they seem to be not really up to the idea, and you're not sure what has seemingly changed their minds, because they have gone with you before, obviously. But the 2 of them kind of look at one another and says, kind of busy. The other one says, sorry.
Oh, it's alright.
Good luck
We
out
have
there,
things
though.
to do.
I hope you have a good hunt.
Thanks.
And then I'll go up over to Oral. I think.
Okay.
Oral, do you perhaps know anyone who go out to hunt some of these wolves? It's a good day for it. Other than the Morgan and Midra. Busy.
Can't say I
apparently.
do. Most of them seem to other stuff.
Alright. Well, 5 of us it is.
Say, you're mentioning about maybe having your others here join up for the order, weren't you?
Yes, yes. The other 2, it'd be nice to, have
Hey.
them actually able to go in the back.
I'd be mighty interested in joining if I'm actually here for this conversation.
You are. Aura looks over and he sees you there. And Braxton, you're here as well. Are you keen on joining?
Well, it seems like I've been in here a lot already. What is the difference if I'm a member?
Well, you can go into the back room there. You're welcome to sleep here, use the gear. You'll have access to all the work that we provide.
Well, I'm going out hunting anyway. I don't see what it would hurt.
Right. So, Ears, I've talked to Win. So he's still around town, and
Oh, good.
he's open to running another one, but doesn't really seem to want to go out in this weather. I'm thinking he can probably do the trial for you sometime when things clear up.
Alright. That's good. Seems like a lot of
Better
things
to me,
are
I don't
waiting
like
till
working in
springtime.
the cold anyways.
Yeah, city kind of shuts down during this time. You're not going to find a lot of folks adventurous to go out and do anything. It's so cold out.
Given the
Fair enough.
nature of this and the fact that it will be some time for their trial, is there any way that we could get them temporary access to the back room until they get their trial? Not to sleep here or to all of the jobs necessarily, but just to join us when we eat in the main hall.
He shakes his head and he says, "No, sorry. Things are pretty traditional around here. That's how it's going to be."
Just figured it would be worth an ask at least.
He shakes his head, and you can tell that he doesn't take any disrespect at it.
I have a question. Are the giant spire mountains in Faerun cold?
Are the witch?
Relic and I determined our clan is from the giant spire mountains, Faerun.
Oh, I see.
Would my character be used to the cold?
You'd be familiar
Oh.
with it, I guess, but not to the point where you have like a natural resistance.
No, it's just like, but like going outside, it's like it's not. You know, I'm not from fucking like South Africa.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Somebody just died.
Somebody. South Africa is
Alright.
a very funny place.
Let's head out.
Okay. So the group of four heads out. All of you are traveling east?
Mhm.
We're gonna head towards the mountains.
Okay, here we go. Let's see.
Keeping careful watch for wolves.
Readying my axe and hoping to God that I'll have gold to insulate this crate at some point in my lifetime.
Everyone has their normal allotment of good berries.
So, guys, as we walk out of town, I'll kind of address everyone. Is our plan to hunt down the wolves first and then look for the giant, or what? Because I feel like walking in on the giant with all the wolves is a bad idea.
Yeah.
I feel like we're not really looking for the giant. If it happens, it happens, but I think we're just here to hunt wolves for now.
It's not entirely sure. I was gonna
I
head
prefer
that
not to
way,
see the
and
giant, but suppose we
Honestly-
should be ready.
if we got to the mountains and we were still in good shape, killed a couple of wolves, I was planning on going in and scouting myself.
Good. Just
I'm fairly
wanted to
certain
make
I
sure
can get out.
wanted to make sure our game plan wasn't to walk in on the giant with all of his wolf buddies.
No, that would be bad.
So, you travel across these frozen plains, and note that with all the snow around you, that this is table talk, difficult terrain. You move at half speed anywhere where there is the 3 feet of snow.
Okay.
Now, if you were a ranger, it would be different, but I don't think we have any of that going on, so you're going to be moving a bit slowly here as you travel out, but you know where you're going. And, let's see. You also know that to get to these mountains, it might take a couple of days. Worse, if this kind of snow keeps up, it could be almost double that time. So, are you guys going to start that great travel out there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how we do. 8,
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
For every day.
It takes you a total of 5 days for you to get to the base of this mountain here. And all along the way, there is no interruption of wolves. However, about halfway through during your trip, you did notice like the telltale signs of some sort of attack. You found what looked like the completely torn apart corpse of some sort of elk-like creature or moose, something like that, which had been stripped down to the bone, which you found semi-buried in the snow partway along. The weather would keep up sometimes, and then would get better, and then would get worse, and then get better. On this, your final day as you make it here, it is crystal clear, and even the winds have died down. There's still quite a bit of snow that covers everywhere. However, at least you can see.
So it's still difficult terrain.
Yes. Now, that being said, you are here at the bottom of the mountain, and so there are great rocks that rise up and make it difficult to kind of see exactly where you're going, because the path to get towards, like, you know, very base of the mountain is sort of crisscrossed between these rocky outcrops.
Mm-hmm.
I would like everybody to please roll perception.
Alright.
I want to
And,
be known, I was using my crate as shelter whenever we stayed the night.
I have a 10. Leave
That
it 10.
one for
Hey, look.
Braxton.
What does that add up to? What is my perception? Let's find out. That's a 20.
Yeah, it's 20 for here as well.
Yeah. 20 and a 20. And then there was a 1 and Jay. Uh-oh, Jay died.
I'm
Hey,
here.
guys.
Perception.
13.
Okay. Those of you who rolled 20 spy further up ahead what looks to be a cave side of the mountain. A yawning opening that looks like it's probably about 100 feet up from the actual base of the mountain here. And it's sort of off a little bit in the distance. You'll have to travel through rocky outcrop.
How
However,
tall is the cave opening?
how tall is the opening?
Like how big is the opening?
The opening looks like it's kind of difficult to tell, given how far it is. You can't quite gauge what it would be like up in person, but you think like maybe 20 feet.
Can't remember how tall a giant is.
Pretty big.
The other thing you notice, and Jay, you're 13, you notice this as well, that every now and then, behind some rocks nearby, you see packs of these white-winged wolves that watch your group, then just walk behind more rocks, disappearing.
Like packs of them, as in like multiple packs?
Yes.
Oh shit, guys. Guys.
You're in the middle of it now.
No.
Time to turn around!
Illusion,
Where's
because
Ross?
this is going to become relevant very quickly. There are two things I wanted to check on the way as
Okay.
we're traveling. First, in my larger direwolf form, is the snow still difficult terrain?
Oh, interesting. Let's see. In your larger direwolf form, I would say no, it is not.
Okay. And second, I wanted to attempt to turn into one of these wolves and see if I could do that.
Oh, interesting. What's the CR that you get?
1.
I think you're
Yeah.
out of luck. I'm almost certain you're out of luck, but we'll definitely check for you.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're like a CR3 or something.
Oh, Jesus.
What? They're not that bad.
Would he be able to turn into a dire wolf with white fur? That looks like one of them.
I would maybe allow that. I'd probably make it a check. They are CR3. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
I thought so.
buckos.
That's fine. Good to check, though.
Now, here we are. Beautiful. So, do you want to turn into a wolf here?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. What is the group gonna do?
Well,
That's a
I
lot
will
of
mention
wolves.
that you're not like stuck in here. You're kind of, let's say, out here. Let's go ahead and take Bidgrim, I swear. And
the NPC corner.
there is, like rocky outcrops and stuff like that, which spreads out around and whatnot, and is a bit around you, but the fields are just towards this end. So you're not like surrounded here. If you want to turn around and go back into the fields, you could. It's just kind of like rock coming up.
Okay.
Anybody else notice we're being watched? Not
Yes.
attacked.
There's a lot of wolves.
There's one.
A
I didn't see any.
lot of wolves.
Vaguely, how many have we seen at this point? Watching us.
I hear dice rolling. I hear lots of dice rolling.
That's too many dice. Please stop.
I'd say maybe about 2 packs, being a half dozen each.
The 12.
One
That's
on the
a
left, one on
lot.
the right.
A lot.
Way too many for us to take on right now.
If we
Oh,
turn
man.
around,
Rook was
maybe
here.
some of them will follow us.
And
And
he
we'll get
didn't Great
half of
Weapon
them.
Master.
Right. Well.
Now, here's one thing that we could do.
Okay.
One thing that we could do is we could end a little bit early, and so here, where obviously Rook could be useful, we could pick up tomorrow if you guys want. It's getting a little bit late, and I do have some
Tomorrow.
stuff that I plan to do, so we could do that. Or we could play another hour and 15 instead of ending around now, and you could, keep the fact that Rook is not with you. So I do offer that to you guys if you want to maybe that way.
Play it tomorrow.
No,
Friday?
sorry, not tomorrow.
Potentially
Next
here.
week.
I meant next session. Like we
Yeah,
can end a
okay.
bit early so that you have Rook for your next session.
Fight with Rook? Fight without Rook?
Yeah, that's
I did
and that's the
not.
other thing too. Do you think that you can fight right
Well,
now?
I don't think we can fight that many without our fucking frontline tank damage dealer.
Without our combat member.
Yeah. A pure combat guy.
Like, I'm only
Um,
level 2 at the moment. I have a lot of health, but I'm only level 2.
with no health.
Yeah.
He has proficiency in riding and dying.
Oh,
Wait,
but
does he have
you see,
proficiency in dying yet?
here's the real question, Aleutian. Would we level up from this session?
No.
Who knows?
I
Well,
mean, if
maybe.
we end. Well, he did say, when we first died, it was 2 sessions, but I don't know if this counts.
We didn't exactly do much combat.
That's okay. I value more so the time as long as it's spent doing stuff than I do combat over. Whatever. You guys are gonna go and chit chat with Gray, for instance. That's valuable. There's no reason that wouldn't give you EXP.
I'd
Fair.
love to
Well,
fight, but I hate
Accepted
to
a new
regret it.
quest to bring ale to the king.
Right?
Here.
That's
Okay,
not
so
Sparkle. That's worth EXP.
here's the.
I do think we end here because I don't think I'm confident in us fighting this without Uchi.
Well, of course not. Here's my idea. What I was planning on doing is casting alongside of myself, turning into a wolf, and just heading up to see what I can see.
While leaving us behind and potentially the prey of wolves.
Basically, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But the problem with that is, if you guys do get attacked,
We're fucked.
Rook is
It is a
not
bit of
with
a
you, and
predicament.
it's about game over.
I do believe I'd rather you not do that this session.
Yeah.
You don't want to die like Bane's character, eaten by a group of wolves tearing his arms off. Rip in peace, Bane.
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
God.
Poor guy.
Poor
Yeah,
guy.
I think we'll have to end here because
Okay.
we can't take on a combat of this magnitude without Rook.
Okay.
It's just not gonna happen.
So, if that's the case, everybody, we shall end the session here, and we will hopefully pick up with Rook joining us the next day. So we end here with you making it towards the rocky outcrop. It's large stones, sort of jagged intrusions coming out of the ground all around you and moving in between them and sort of stepping over the snow as though it doesn't affect them. Are groups of winter wolves. We'll end it there.
Yeah, I definitely not have to go another week making another character. We'll put it off.
I I really like my character and don't want to make another, so that's, you know.
I think your guys' characters are pretty sweet, so
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I want to.
maybe don't throw them into the fire chest yet.
Very.
I just wanted to
Fuck
read
you.
my book.
Just fuck you, Illusion. I didn't mean to do that with you.
What?
Throw my character into the fire.
Oh, I hadn't made that connection, but yeah, that's memories. So yeah, thanks everyone for showing up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Big ups to all the players, our audience. It's great to have you around, and our patrons, because they're the reason we get to do this. And we'll see you next time. We're gonna talk some random stuff if you want to hang around while we outro here, and maybe we'll catch you Monday next week. See you later.
Random stuff as in, did we hit level 3?
You hit level 3.
Nice.
Really?
I'm much
Alright,
more combat ready.
I'm super happy.
That makes me feel like 300
I'm
times better.
way better. More
Ooh,
up for
boy.
this fight now.
So both